Welcome to Alien Theorists Theorizing Casefile 292. UFO religions. I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Andrew.
We'll be your preachers for tonight. Did I do that the right way?
I don't know. Top,
Got it.
Yeah, here.
across, top, you go across?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you go
Go
down,
bang,
like
bang,
right to
bang,
left or
bang.
left to right.
What's
Yeah,
the one?
different religions. Catholic,
Spectacles,
Roman Orthodox,
testicles,
the other one.
wallet, and watch.
What if I, so if
Yeah.
I turn the cross upside down, I can do like an antichrist.
A reverse one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna find a corner to stand in.
Wait, what's going on here, Andrew?
With what?
What's going on here with Smart Andrew?
See, this is
You trying to-
purely a fashion statement.
Yeah.
Are you trying to
like
start
it?
a new character on the show?
Yeah, this is my new look.
You got tired of years of ridicule and
We already got one of these guys.
Yep. There's only be one pair of glasses.
Yeah.
there'll only be one glasses guy.
What's up with the glasses?
He turns his hat
have-
backwards, puts the glasses
Hold
on, and he's good.
I'll tell you right now. I have accommodative instability, excess ocular motor dysfunction.
I'm gonna pack a couple more words in there. Or what?
Nerd!
You fucking nerd.
Dork, holy nerd.
Did
You have
just
to
Google
wear
it?
those?
Nerd.
Did you just Google the most random eye
No,
condition imaginable?
That was on my prescription.
This is
That's
diagnosis.
on my fucking email. or what I
Those
got.
are prescription? Nerd.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh, you
my
just showed everyone. You just showed everyone your bank statement.
Here, let's-
Imagine your
Oh,
eyes
that's
don't
nice.
work.
No, basically the guy summed it up. I've been fucking hit in the head too many times, bro. I can't track things properly.
Yeah.
I get like, they thought I used to think I had vertigo until
Yeah.
finally they're like, no, you don't.
So why is that?
don't
What
have
is?
the
Fuck
Idiot.
that is.
Why don't they track
So you-
it?
Put these on.
You don't
I
have
was like,
vertigo, you fucking
indubitably,
nerd.
I don't have vertigo.
Yeah.
Actually, I
They're
have
like, you don't have
motor
vertigo,
neuron."
you nerd. Here, wear these.
You just can't read.
Uh,
So wait, so you have, so
I
you can't
gotta wear
focus.
them-
Like you, is that why you're so bad at video games too?
Maybe. I don't know.
oh,
At
I
that's
just
shooters?
noticed it. Like what I've been noticing lately, I always thought I had vertigo because every once in a while it'd come in and out. It'd be bad. Like some days would be bad, other days would be good. But I've been noticing in boxing when I'm like fighting somebody like that moves a lot of head movement and stuff, I'd be like watching them and get fucking dizzy and like I'd start saying double. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I haven't even been hit yet. So
Yeah.
I went in
Just
and-
wait till you get hit wearing glasses. You're gonna be screwed.
Oh, no,
Well,
I-
that's the best thing. I'm wearing glasses.
no, I only have to wear them for 4 hours a day. So I get them, put them on at night, wear them, and then tomorrow I'm gonna be fucking 2020.
Oh, it's supposed to
2010.
slowly reset your
Mm.
focus.
Well, I guess I don't know. My vision's fine, so it's just I get dizzy. So
I really wish that for whatever reason, he made you look like Bubbles.
buddy, listen.
Like you got those your eyes were just 4 times
Yeah,
the
that
size.
I'm
would've
gonna
been
bring
way
this on
better.
my fucking self. Here, I'll take my hat off and just show this ugly fucking mug. So I tried on these. I tried on these fucking circular ones, and I looked exactly like fucking Stanley Tucci, like the same fucking person.
It's
I'll-
something
I'll
about
send you picture.
it's something about your eyebrows and the lenses right below it that
Yeah.
gives it a really good look.
Makes it look like a real
Look at
thick
Eyebrows,
frame.
yeah.
It's not a good look.
You should get some
Yeah, I-
Morpheus glasses.
I found out I look exactly like Stanley Tucci with these fucking stupid glasses on. Not a big fan of that.
Anyways,
worse.
Getting old
tonight
fucking sucks.
we're
That's
tonight
not
we're
bad.
talking about all sorts of there's hundreds of thousands of religions, and wouldn't you know it, that some of them out there are circular, like centered on fucking UFOs. Like that's what,
Circular.
sign
center.
us up, baby.
I feel like you could
UFO.
Right up our
basically
alley.
sell all of them involving UFO. They're all fucking like, where's heaven? Heaven's space, baby. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Sorry, that thing.
Space
Yeah.
is nice.
It's all the same shit.
You just gotta do X, Y, and Z to get to there.
Yeah.
Usually
Pay
involves
money into the
some
fund.
weird shit.
I think a lot of people, well, you know, as Brayton said, circular. Maybe it's like things have come full circle. You know, it's if you go with the ancient astronaut there, you're going to be like, well,
Mhm.
people started, worshiping aliens back then, and now then they moved over to they were gods, and now they just moved all the way back to no, they were aliens.
We had it right the first time.
Yeah. These things ebb and flow. I mean, there's lists, like you can fucking hashtag look it up, and there's tons and tons of UFOs religions and alien-centered religions that you should all join and be a part of, and not look too deep into, and just join.
Exactly.
Blind faith, just like you would with any other religion.
That's
Just
the best
jump
kind of
in.
faith.
If you
It's the
wait
only
until
way it
after,
works.
if you wait until after hours with our exclusive group, we're going to sell you a new religion that is actually made
100%.
up tonight.
Totally
But
not
until
a
then.
scam.
Yeah.
Not a scam at all.
Well, I mean, it's just the
100%
common
not
theme
a
with all
scam.
religions. You just have to pay money to be a part of it, right?
Yeah.
It's not
Part of the
free.
group.
Salvation ain't free, baby.
Yeah,
Let's
it's-
go.
Yeah. And we need your prayers. So head to patreon.com.
Oh.
No, we've talked about we've talked about kind of alien religions before, or UFO religions before. Back when we talked about old George Van Tassel and the Integratron, when he had the Ashtar Command religion, that they were like,
Right.
put you on a list. They put you like, actually FBI were worried about them. Basically because of most of their tenets sounded a lot like kind of like communist propaganda at the time.
Call me bullshit.
But no, there are tons of UFO religions, or religions that center around the idea that we are in contact with extraterrestrials, or have been, or currently are, with these aliens or people from a different planet. It's either interplanetary or extra dimensional aliens, and that they are giving us ways to live our lives, and there's stuff that we need to do in order to be successful.
They're
in life
providing
and
guidance,
safe.
and we need to do a series of steps to get there.
On this one, we're probably like, we thought about doing a couple of them. Like, I've had some of these on my list for a while, and we'll probably end up doing a deep dive on a lot of these later, but we just kind of want to do a broad strokes kind of UFO religion, just see some of the we're kind of testing the waters, figuring out which one's right for us.
Yeah, that's it. We're doing the research for you, right? So we've narrowed it down to a couple that we think you could join.
But yeah, one of the ones that always pops up, most probably because it's alphabetic, is the Aetherius Society, which I see pop up a couple times.
Hey, it's got an awesome name too, though.
Yeah,
that does. Sound, I mean, if we're picking, like, this probably wins the name battle.
Yeah,
it does. So, Aetherius Society, which was founded by Dr. George King,
What exactly
England.
was
Wait.
George King a doctor of?
Yeah, wait. I thought he was a taxi driver.
Well, he started off. So he started as a taxi driver, and then he became a fucking massive yogi.
Oh,
I don't know where he became a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking
no,
doctor of flexology or something.
When you get to a certain level in
Dr.
yoga,
Stretch,
they
what?
just give it to you. But he
Just
founded
like,
the.
I like the sound of Dr. King. Like,
Yeah.
It's got a good fucking
Yeah.
I can't take that. So he founded the Aetherius Society in the mid 1950s, and it's based on the idea that there are highly evolved extraterrestrial beings, and these beings are known as the Cosmic Masters. So He-Man, Skeletor.
Yeah,
Does it come with a battle cat? Is that
Man-at-Arms.
part of the ignition?
I'm not sure. We have to look into that. It's like, if that is, I'm sold on a battle cat. Yeah. And these beings are said to reside on different planets, and also in higher spiritual realms than our own.
So up a dimension, different planet. Is that
To
what
the
we're saying?
left.
To the
Yeah.
left?
Yeah.
One dimension up,
to the left.
two to the left.
Second hallway down there. And they're actually, so these beings are dedicated to the spiritual upliftment of humanity and the prevention of global disasters. So I know, Justice League think, I suppose.
Well, and like,
Uh
I mean, you can go look up some videos. And like, I'm given their like chanting and their like, their chanting and stuff that are putting off these global disasters. 8 out of 10. Some good chanting going on.
Hey,
You
the
know,
battery isn't going to charge itself. Okay, I've seen it. It's
you gotta
impressive.
put the energy in. You gotta put it
Yeah.
out there so it can go into the battery.
but like these rhythmic chanting in these group things they do are actually saving the world and staving off from disasters. They've had a couple slips off, obviously, like the tsunami that wiped out 150,000 people in Southeast Asia. It was just they were having a potluck, right? A couple of these earthquakes that have destroyed Haiti. They were busy.
I heard they were quite in sync for that one.
We
right?
can't.
Somebody kind of fucked up.
The flu was going around.
Yeah,
like,
and
maybe
COVID-19,
couldn't make it.
right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they can't be humming all the time, right? It's just tough, right? But if they weren't humming all the time, I can't even imagine where we'd be right now. I don't even
Yeah.
want to
Be
picture
here?
the world
Yeah,
we
be
would be
here?
living in.
What state of world would we be in?
Right? Chaos.
Exactly.
We'd be eating
It'd
each other.
be absolute scorched wasteland all
Right.
across the face of Earth, like just right now.
Beginning of Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
basically. Just all
Just
skull
crunching
crushing.
skulls.
Yeah, they put off Judgment Day. There's
Yeah.
a reason.
Hey.
It said it's John Connor, but it
Yeah.
wasn't. It's actually them.
they shut down Skynet before it was operational. All right?
So according to their tenets and their kind of their religion, the various major religious figures and other religions, or the major kind of Western and Eastern religions. So you're thinking of figures such as Buddha, Jesus, and Lao Tzu.
Well, hold on,
all
wasn't-
of them were actually cosmic masters.
What's
in
a Jesus?
themselves.
Just
A Jesus.
and I'm just curious.
Let me tell you about this guy called Jesus.
Yeah, this is a wild one, you guys. Right?
Yeah.
They believe that he came. All right. He
Mm.
is he's the son, but he's also the father
Yeah.
and the
Holy
Holy
Spirit?
Spirit. Get that trifecta, triple threat.
all
This is
together. They call it the Trinity.
Yeah.
Another thing, we're gonna learn about this guy later. He's got a lot of half brothers.
Yeah. The one thing I had a question, because now I don't know. Hey, I'm not a religious historian or scholar,
Not an expert.
but when they were because when I was reading this and they're like, oh yeah, the Buddhism and Buddha, and I was like, well, isn't Buddhism a philosophy, not a religion? And wasn't Buddha a legit person?
Yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
was like,
Jesus was a legit person.
well, was he though?
There's a lot of Jesus. There's a lot of people named Jesus way back
Yeah,
then.
I guess it's a pretty popular name.
ton.
So
Popular
Andrew, you're
name.
not wrong.
It's like Josh. It's like Josh. Like the
Yeah,
word Josh.
Jesus.
They named Josh back then. But yeah, it's they are. I could say that most of these ones are. They hold that each one of these cosmic masters of their own religions are the universe are all from different planets. So I thought that found that Jesus and Buddha are both from Venus, for example, and Krishna is from Saturn. So
Does
in
every
case you're
planet
wondering.
have its own cosmic?
That seems that way.
master? That's pretty fucking cool.
That's pretty
cool.
shere
Yeah, this
And,
lore. I'm buying into this lore.
and,
yeah,
here,
the
listen.
lore is good.
Some people
Yeah,
listening might be
it
like, "Hey, these guys are taking. We're not taking shit. We told you that we're trying to figure out which one's for us. All right. So we're asking.
We're
these
trying to
que-
sell
we're asking-
ourselves on
We're
it.
asking the hard questions, right? We want to know. We want to be informed, religious people.
So this one, it does have a lot. Seems to have in common with some flavors of Buddhism and Hinduism, where they believe in karma and reincarnation, where they find that your actions in the now determine your future, and then both in this life and the next. So you want to put this stuff out there, and this kind of feeds into the idea, like Braden had mentioned earlier. Their kind of big thing is they have a lot of they do a lot of prayer, like group prayer, mantra chanting, and a lot of other kind of what they call spiritual practices to kind of direct positive energy into the world in various ways, and kind of try to channel it into things that that they allege is like healing or fighting natural disasters.
I see.
Nothing wrong with that.
I can get on
I'm into
board.
it.
I can get on board with that. The energy that you put into this world, when you leave this world, that's the energy you're going to leave as. So it's like, okay, all right. You tell me that, I can
It's a
do
good
this.
good model
Right?
to live by.
Right? But my thing is, I'm like, you're starting to slip. I start to question everything when you're saying we're saving these natural disasters, because I'm like, motherfuckers, did you see the fires we're having? You know what I mean?
Listen, nobody's perfect.
Right? Is it because there's
Right?
not
There's some
enough of us?
mistakes.
Is that why there's not enough of us?
I'll tell you what. Have
more
you
power
looked at these
needed.
guys?
Or are they
looked at
not
this guy's
natural
YouTube account?
disasters?
They don't have a lot of followers. All right. So I'm thinking these chants are not going herd.
Yeah.
All right. It's been slipping lately.
So King himself, or Dr. King.
Yeah,
perhaps
Dan,
is-
come on.
Sorry, Dr. King.
You of all people, you
as-
make us refer to you as Maester, and you're going to call him Mr. King? It's Dr.
Yes.
King, Dan.
Dr. King. Dr. Mr. King.
Yeah.
He's actually claimed to have
His name's
personally
just like
channeled-
Derek Ryan George King.
He just abbreviates.
Dude, if those were my initials, I would 100% say, yeah, Doctor. They're like, Doctor. And I'm like, yeah, it's Derek Ryan Renner. I'm Dr. Renner. Thank you. So you shouldn't.
he has claimed to personally have channeled messages from the Cosmic Masters and then worked with them to have engaged in different spiritual missions, and that these these missions have included like where he has channeled spiritual energy into certain places, like specific areas of the earth, like where it was, where it was needed most is where they had to put it.
Well,
I guess they had to
dude,
move it into.
This whole thing started, if I'm not mistaken, as he was driving his cab because he was a cab driver, and he just got a message from the Cosmic Masters being like, "You are the chosen one. You are going to give our spoken word to the people. Right? You are going to give our holy commandments." But instead of a burning bush, it was a burning radio station or something.
This is fucking drunken bum in the back seat.
Yeah.
This is your first mission.
His eyes roll in the back of his
Give me
head.
a ride for
Dude, that's so funny. Could you imagine you just like walking the street, you got a homeless guy like, oh my God, I'm speaking to you. You're the chosen one. You're the chosen one. You're like, all right. I guess I am.
This guy told me some cool stuff about the Cosmic Masters. I'm in. All right, let's do this.
Oh, dude, that's way better. He just like, honestly, we're changing that. He got that from a fair. That was crazy. Told him.
Okay, well, let's edit the Wikipedia input.
Yeah. In their doctrine, King is actually referred to by many times. He wears many hats within the religion, because he is referred to as the author, inventor, yogi, and Aquarian master. Also, what is this
Aquarian
prophet,
master.
prophet,
Ride
psychic?
horses? Like, what?
Yeah. Prophet, psychic, spiritual healer, spiritual leader, teacher, yogi, and Aquarian master. Like all of those things.
Yeah.
Apparently. He's
Dude,
busy. He's a busy
I did
guy.
see one interview where someone was interviewing him, and before they're talking to like one of his subjects, they're like, "Okay, what should I call him?" For the same reason, because he has so many different titles. I don't want to offend. I want to make sure I'm calling them the right thing. And the girl goes, "Oh, you can call him George. That's his name." So this guy goes, "George, it's nice to meet you." And he goes, "Please, Dr. King." And I was like, "That's all right. That's." You know what, though? I like that guy. I was like, you know what? Big time people like that is funny. That's funny. Because he's
But you
instructed.
don't get to rise to the top of your fucking cult if you're not going to be big time.
That's a power move. That's a power move. You tell your people, yeah, I'm easy. Tell them to tell me whatever. And then when you come and then you correct them, that's a power move. That's the move. That's the move of a metaphysician. Right?
So like also central to this religion, like we said, so spiritual energy is a big thing. According to them, Earth actually passes through streams like different at various times throughout the year. Through its it's a rotation around the sun. It passes through different streams of
Allegedly.
highly charged spiritual energy. So I guess spiritual energy has different levels according to them. And
Very
then this
yoga
will,
inspired, hey? Like just fucking power and vibes and come on, man.
Yeah, and so whenever we pass through those, they celebrate these instances where we pass through those, and that's when their spiritual efforts are more potent. That's when that's when they want to be able to when the lines intersect. That's when you're going to be able to prevent the most disasters, I guess.
Are those ley lines?
So it's been so you're saying it's been a bad little while. Right? Like
I guess we've been bereft of some spiritual pushes in recent years. Looks like.
I'll be honest with you, like this definitely, like out of all, even not even just alien religions, out of like the majority of religions I know, this seems like one of the better ones.
This seems one
So
of the
far.
like,
going through it's
This
like
is the
one of the more
green thumb.
benign,
Like, this is the fucking. This is the hippie version of the alien religions, and I'm into it.
It's definitely as far like reading into it, it's like mostly positive stuff. Like the Cosmic Masters, and we'll find this with a lot of them, but like the Cosmic Master stuff, it's kind of like they all preach just peace, love, help your fellow humans. And
What's
so you
the
can-
Cosmic Master's stance on substance use?
pretty
Are
loose,
you
I
drinking and
think.
smoking? Are you out? Like, is it straight edge, or can you have a little fun? Do they drink wine?
They probably do.
Yeah, but this kind of wine they squish. up with their feet.
Jesus was a Cosmic Master, and he turned water
Unfiltered.
into wine.
That's right.
So, I
that's
mean,
right.
Foot
That's
wine,
right.
yeah.
Jesus
So, I
loved
mean,
drinking.
Yeah. He's a party dude. He's
Yeah.
water into wine. So I mean,
Listen,
yeah.
I'm buying in so far. Like, as long as this guy doesn't want to fuck my wife or make me put on a tracksuit and drink some shit, I guess we're doing okay.
Listen, nothing wrong with tracksuits, right? I can get down with I can
Classic.
like
100
part of
all
the thing
time.
that I look for too is I'm like, all right, what are we wearing in this religion? Like, what am I wearing?
This one, it's Lululemons for sure.
100%, 100%. I like it. I like it. Right? I can get down with that. It's pretty comfortable. One of the things is for me is like when I'm sitting there and I remember when I was reading it, like, he's a taxi driver, and then he got this cosmic call from the Cosmic Masters, and I was like, pfft, that's what I did. And then I was like, wait a minute, Braden, come on, you're being there's a huge majority of people that believe in other religions where people have got a calling. So why can I discredit this person who said they've got a calling? Because, you know, like then I'd have to be like, Moses was lying. Obviously, right? There's the, you know what I mean? So it's like this guy could just be like a Moses of today, right? Like if I'm to believe that happened, maybe the 10 Commandments came from the Cosmic Masters, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you talked about the burning bush earlier. Like this, when did this come in? This came in the 60s?
Mid 50s.
Mid 50s? Like everything's cement and shit. Where are you going to find a bush?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
You got to go hiking. So obviously he's driving his cab. Someone starts talking to him. What happens if, you know, somebody gets a calling now? It's probably going to be from your cell phone.
It's a burning ashtray, right?
Yeah.
Spoke to him.
Yeah, and that's something I also found interesting about a lot of these. A lot of these like are 50s, 60s, 70s. Like they're all recent religions. Because none of these go back that far. You know, at the height of like UFO mania or whatever you want to call it. Like at that point when it was still kind of young. And this one, I mean, like I said, in the mid 1950s, even the Ashtar Command stuff, like the George Van Tassel stuff, always you find that a lot of these religions are always like in the early days are all about like, yeah, peace, love, enlightenment through prayer, meditation.
Yeah.
All these
Well,
kinds
you're
of
not
things
going to
that-
sign people up to kill themselves if you just lead with that,
You got to
right?
draw them in.
Yeah.
Got to get them in there.
You
Well,
got to bring them
speaking
in
of
with
It's
puppies
funny.
and candy.
You know what the one interesting thing that I found about all these religions, not to spoil anything on the other ones, but the debate, like all these religions all have a base in existing religion, right? Like none of this shit starts from the ground up. Like none of this comes out of fucking nowhere. Like it's always, oh, well, you got Jesus and he's a half alien, and you got, right? Like, and then it's like you have a basis of this one. You know, you lay the foundation of Christianity, then you sprinkle on a little bit of science fiction. Right. Well,
Yeah.
I saw that in a TV show. You can sprinkle a little bit of that, and then you just water it, and where to see where it goes.
little bit
Well,
of Eastern tradition, kind of like
but
Eastern thinking in there, like.
But it's
yeah.
also
Bake
interesting.
Bake it 420 for so long.
Yeah. Like,
It's it's also interesting to me like that they do that because I'm like it's also for me I'm like how does anyone like it's like if you were to say this now to a religious person who like say believes in Christianity, you're like, what leg do you have to stand on to be like there's no way? You know what I mean? I'm like, well, if this could happen, I'm like maybe like, you know what I mean? Like who's to say that this guy's not a continuation of what you're already believing in? You can't ixnay him. You should respect his beliefs, and you should hedge your bets and join him as well, right?
You're speaking to people who literally believe in the same person too.
Yeah.
But this is a little different, and that's blasphemy. Like, oh, you like God, but Jesus. ain't
Hey,
real.
dude, that's
Like,
a
none of
good,
this shit
interesting
makes any-
question.
Like, they're all so similar.
Do like Jehovah's Witness and like other fucking Christians like beef, like, or are they all like down with each other?
I mean,
You literally get told that the other religions
Lutherans
are
had beef. Like they had
blasphemy.
to write a whole list.
The other
They're just
religions,
all
like, if you believe-
fucking flashing gang signs across the street.
I mean, that's how
The
it used
church
to
parking
be.
Well, dude, it's so and like that's so weird because all those branches, there's like what like this 5 or 6 main ones. They all kind of believe the same stuff, but you
the other
can't
one's blasphemy.
you can't like Andrew said, you can't hedge your bets. You can't be like, well, I'm also this and this. It's always, well, I'm Catholic or I'm this. I think I like the hedging the bets of religion. I think you should join 3 or 4 and be allowed to do that.
Yeah, why you should cast a wide net.
You gotta
I won't
be-
rule
you
it out.
You could be like Benny in The Mummy, and you're pulling out all your little things. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
sorry, David. This one.
Yeah.
No,
That's
my
great.
name is-
Oh, such a good scene.
Yeah.
Such a good scene.
Know all the incantations for each one.
Yeah, it's like each one, each prayer, and each
That's
language.
okay,
Like,
yeah.
I got to nail them all. And one worked. It worked for him.
Yeah.
Until the
For a
end.
minute.
Yeah.
Until the end.
Yeah. Spoiler. Come on.
but yeah, so some of the religions like the Aetherius Society are you could probably consider like benign. They do have a lot of their stuff, but they're not things that are very questionable. Unlike some other religions, so maybe the next one is not exactly for us, but I think a lot of people will
Don't
recognize,
tell me what to believe.
I'm sorry.
I will make up my own mind.
But one of the more infamous religions is, and most people will recognize the name, the Heaven's Gate cult or religion. There's probably I don't think there's any other ones that are probably as recognized as this one because of the tragic end to it. But originally the Heaven's Gate cult, if you're not aware, I don't know who, maybe there are people who are aware of it, but because it was kind of a while ago. But this specific one was founded by Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles in the 1970s.
This fucking guy, man. This fucking guy.
Dude, I had a hard day.
Dan's giving a nice, elaborate, detailed explanation of fucking hell's Heaven's Gate, and he just direct burps into the mouth, the mic. No, it doesn't even fucking turn his mouth. Just
I'm so concerned with the mic etiquette. That's why I'm so concerned. I'm like, fist gotta be fists away. Don't want to get chewed up by Zell. Don't want to.
No, because everybody keeps saying I can't hear Braden breathing into the mic.
You've derailed my whole thought with this.
Braden's like, I have to put the mic directly into my mouth now.
I just watched it happen and my brain just shut off. I was like,
I was like,
if it was a normal sounding burp, it wouldn't be so.
It's not. You have wet, flappy.
It's disgusting.
The description is flappy
Zoid
burps.
Yeah, there's
that flap. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
How?
I don't know. You know what's funny? I asked my doctor about that because I was like, my burps changed. They changed from like when I was a kid to like growing up, and then I hit like early 20s, and my burps flipped. I get these like sometimes like Velociraptor sounding burps.
Fucking jowls you got.
That's what he said. He's like, "You're fat, buddy."
I diagnosed you with fat.
He took out his little pointer stick, chewed it, stretched it out, and then he just poked me in the gut. He's like, "Look at this. Look at this. Come on." That's why.
Okay, Dan, please continue.
So originally Heaven's Gate, the ideas that Applewhite and Nettles kind of put together is they like Andrew previously mentioned is kind of like a smashing together of both Christianity, New Age philosophy, popular science fiction, and all of those kinds of ideas.
Star Trek was literally a part of their religion.
Yeah.
They're like, it was a documentary.
Which is like, I mean, people. I'm pretty sure there are people who have pulled. I mean, if you can. Jedi, I think it was Jediism in Australia is like an officially recognized religion. Like you can probably pull religions from. I would guarantee you could find people with that as a recognized religion, like fucking Church of Romulon or something. I don't know.
There's a Church of the Latter Day Dude that's based on Dudism, which is based off the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
How do I know? Because I'm
anointed.
I'm anointed. I'm an anointed Dudist priest.
Yeah.
This is true.
I don't think I've ever talked about that on the
subscription.
podcast. Yeah, I have. I got ordained.
Yeah, we definitely mentioned it because I brought up the fact that you looked exactly like Paul Bearer when you did your.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were not.
Under the do you take him for the one?
So during their careers as leaders of the Heaven's Gate cult, like Applewhite and Nettles became known as Doe and T. Is what the names that they take, and then they
the best part about this is so they've changed their names, and then all their followers, they had to trim their names down to the first three letters of their name, and then add ODY. So I'd be Andody,
Zelody,
Dandy, Danody,
Brody.
Wait, the first two letters? The
first three letters.
Oh, okay, Danody. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, Danody.
Right. Yeah, nice. I like it.
Brody.
I love that shit.
I like that gives everyone a nice uniform
Andody.
structure.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, that was the big thing with them, right? I don't think I'm skipping too far ahead, but they really wanted to desexualize people. They were big on like androgynous, right? Like they want you to be like somewhat like asexual.
Ziggy started.
Yeah, I'm constantly desexualizing myself all the time.
Like with those fucking burps.
You with those glasses.
The same haircuts.
Actually, you listen. Those you're looking good with those.
Okay, listen.
Look at those eyebrows. He's raising them
when
extra
I'm
high.
saying like these guys want to be fucking, they want to be desexualized. They took it to the furthest limit possible and fucking got castrated.
Oh,
Yeah.
Literally
What?
fucking castrated.
Yeah. Celibacy was a big
full
part of it.
snip? Like just cut them off?
Okay, so also,
Not that there's anything
Dan,
wrong with that.
Dan,
all right.
I'm fucking you over here, buddy. but
Go for it.
because
I
you're
was- we were
skipping
gonna
over a
get
few
there.
things. I think
We're
it's
gonna get
super
there.
important. Okay, so our fucking buddy here, Mr. Applebottom Jeans, the guy that created the place.
Are you talking about Apo Diddy?
No, Dodie or
Do-
Doe.
No, oh
Doe.
no. Yeah.
Talking about Doe, Mr. Applebottoms. So a little backstory on him. He was a aspiring Broadway actor, singer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, kind of fucking floundered a bit. So he ended up going and teaching at a. So the little bit of blurred lines here. We're not sure if it's a high school or if it was college. I've heard differentiating backstories, but either way, sounds like married guy, got kids. Sounds like he may have dabbled with some unsavory activities with a male student.
Mhm.
So if it was a high school, pretty shitty.
Mm.
College,
Ooh.
still shitty, but not as shitty, obviously.
Well, I
So
no,
legal-
you know what? Say, you know,
legally
hear
shitty.
this. I'll say this: it's shitty either way. It's one way,
I think so.
way
I think
worse.
less shitty.
It's less shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one because you're like, what's with the kid? High school?
If it's a
Big-
kid, it's super
Yeah,
shitty.
big, super shitty. But the other way is
less
because
shitty.
you still have power over someone. You know what I mean? Like it's like
100%.
fucking weird. It's a weird
unprofessional.
dynamic. Yeah.
Ah, absolutely.
In the on the lowest thing, it's unprofessional.
I
Like,
will
it's
tell you.
Not
what,
that
it's
there's anything
still
wrong with fucking your teacher for good
substantially
grades.
Less shitty.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to get anyone.
If you want
mad.
to do that,
Yeah, if your teachers,
it's your own decision.
if you're having sex with your teacher to get good grades, good on you. I would do the same thing if any of my teachers offered it.
If any of your teachers would have you.
What was
Ever.
what was that prick's name in biology?
Oh,
You remember
big
it?
was he a big guy?
No, that little dweeb. He was
Oh,
a biology. No,
Started with
chemistry.
W?
Chemistry
W.
teacher.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Williamson.
Williamson. What a dick.
If you're
he
listening,
was.
Williamson.
Yeah. Suck it.
Yeah,
I listen.
Brady would have fucked you in high school if you didn't have better grades. Fuck. Oh, jeez.
Where were you going with this story?
I don't know. I was getting ready for you just to talk about how you'd suck Mr. Williams' dick to get a better grade.
You remember how I got an A+? A+ in grade 11 chemistry?
Oh, so fucked up.
You really just teed yourself up there for
I
no
got
reason.
He probably
derailed,
failed you
dude. I
anyway.
got derailed.
For no reason. No reason.
This blowjob's an F. Oh god. Well, no, I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about my teachers, and then I just remembered that one fucking guy I hated. But my train of thought
That
set
one
me up.
fucking night after class. When he fucking
Listen,
spent a
I
little
was
time
coming in.
after
I
with
was
extra
showing leg.
credit.
He wasn't.
What are you
wasn't
drinking?
accepting.
What are you drinking over there? You're sipping on something.
Some vodka
He's
Pepsi.
deep throating a fucking bottle thinking about Mr. Williams.
Oh,
So where I was going with that anyways, diddled the student either way. Hopefully it was an older one.
Yeah.
So
Smooth,
more,
just keep
we're
Yeah.
not sure exactly, but it sounds like because his parents were super religious. Sounds like he might have went to either an asylum, a mental asylum, or went for conversion therapy. We don't know for sure. But when he went there, that's when he met T, right? Which is literally, if it was a mental asylum, it's like, this is fucking Joker and Harley Quinn, buddy.
Yeah.
This is the starting of a villain backstory. 100%.
This is the Joker
Yeah,
part
I mean,
2.
it was. Like,
That's
I mean,
what
it
I
is.
mean. Like, this
it
is-
is
it's
like a
literally
real
like-
life villain story, pretty much.
That's what I mean. Like, this is like, it's,
Fucking crazy.
yeah, man.
Yeah, so Doe and T, or Apple White Nettle, they formed this religion, and basically telling them, they're once they started gathering followers. I think one of
She
their
was
first
his
followers,
therapist is what I was getting at too.
right.
That's why. Yeah.
Like one of the like when they started like getting followers, they basically like came up with the idea that the human bodies are merely vehicles, which is not that an idea, but it's like you could move your soul from outside, and you can transcend from your fleshly prison or whatever.
Like initially they didn't really have initially he was kind of swore he told everybody that the person that inhabited his vessel was the same one that inhabited Jesus's vessel.
Right.
But they didn't basically get too drastic until T died. Right? Because they're like, listen, we're the chosen ones, we're the masters of the universe too. We're the good ones. We're getting summoned up to the big spaceship upstate. Like, don't worry about it. And then she died of cancer, which kind of fucking threw their entire religion. And this is even before they were Heaven's Gate, which did you know what their original name was for this fucking cult, which is phenomenal?
No.
The Total Overcomers Anonymous. What the fuck is that?
The
You can't market that, man.
Overcomers, eh?
The Total Overcomers
Total.
Anonymous.
The total overcomers. There's a lot of. Is that like it's a double like total over comer
Like, and
Overcomers.
Total
anonymous?
Overcomers. Yeah,
well, if
it's
you're getting
total.
castrated, you're not overcoming anything.
Yes, I mean it depends how you put the fucking
Undercoming.
emphasis on that.
Yeah, you're
on those
overcoming your
words.
sexual urges.
Yeah, and like there's definitely like a shift in there somewhere where it happens. Like him and Applewhite Nettles, like they both believed that they were the two witnesses that were described in the Book of Revelation, like they were going to be the witnesses to the end times. That was their whole like eschatology kind of thing, where it's like, yeah, the end times are coming, like, and the earth is going to be cleansed or recycled, and that in order to survive, you're going to have to project your soul out of your body and then like come back and then inherit the earth essentially. When they started gathering all these followers, and they eventually they kind of skyrocketed to prominence when like they had a what was it? It was like they had one member was like she left her family, disappeared, and then she was on 60. It was like 60 Minutes or something, and it was like a whole deal, or Dateline, and then they had found her and stuff. But like every the King of the Hill episode, like the whole like the leader episode of fucking Simpsons and stuff like that, all of that is like Heaven's Gate. Like all of that.
Have you seen their videos? Have you seen their recruitment videos on YouTube and their initiation videos that they have?
Yeah, those are all
their
on
goodbye videos. They're all over YouTube, and you will find out that Mr. Apple, that motherfucker, does not blink.
It's
not
creepy.
once. He's got
Watching
those
him,
crazy eyes that just pierce you. See if you
He's
can
got a
find
couple
picture of
Steve
himself.
Buscemi's.
Oh, but worse, way worse. Like looks.
They're
through
like
your
those are like
soul.
those are like zealots' eyes.
We're
They're
talking
like
Rasputin eyes.
Yeah.
Like fucking stare right through you. And the other thing that I love about this is the fact that so they're going for that androgynous look, right? Like they want to be completely asexual.
Yeah.
And then he gets castrated, goes full into it, and then he just slowly ends up looking like a giant ball sack. Exactly. That's the best.
So were they performing that themselves? Like they're just like at home castration kind of things?
Okay, so one of them did and almost died. So then they realized like, oh fuck. So then they went and got it done. Like
not do that.
I think they went to Mexico or something.
This is the Google search result.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
Look at the eyes. They pierce your soul.
They're
something else.
fervent. They are fervent eyes. Like just looking at you.
So surprised.
A couple
just
of those
nonstop.
A couple of those, I've had those looks numerous times right before I shit my pants.
Yeah, we saw it earlier.
So apparently they were actually pretty proficient in just earning money for the cult itself, or for the society, because like one of their big things was web design services, and apparently they were really good at it. Like they're actually pretty good at it, and it's like it was kind of nuts, like going through and being like companies would hire them out to like design websites and stuff, and they'd be like, yeah, they were really good, and it's just like, but yeah, so the whole it's like they were prominent, like people knew about them, but they didn't truly reach like infamous status until like I guess Applewhite started kind of preaching that the Hale-Bopp comet that was
this is, sorry to interrupt again, Dan, but this big shift happens after T dies, right? Like that's what, so then when this comet's coming, it like the whole philosophy has changed now. Like it's basically they've been waiting for the spaceship to come, and he's predicted that it's coming, and it hasn't come, you know what I mean, about 5 or 6 different times. And then she died, and then he kind of used that as to his advantage to be like,
oh, she's up there already, so we gotta so he kind of pushed on this, and the group started to they put up this belief that there was an actual extraterrestrial spacecraft trailing the comet, like within its tail. Like you wouldn't be able to see it if you look at the comet, but it's like it's in there. And this spacecraft was supposed to be kind of be like their vessel for their souls. Like their souls were going to go up into like the holding within there, and then come back to Earth, like we previously mentioned. So on March 1997, 39 members of the cult, including Applewhite, participated in a mass suicide in San Diego. And they believed that this act was going to allow them to leave their physical shells, their mortal bodies, and then ascend to that spacecraft.
I wonder if they get up there, do they regrow their balls? Be like, oh, we've got to do it all over again.
It's like, they're gone now. It's like, we gotta go back and get them.
Yeah, so they spiked applesauce with phenobarbital, and then drank a bunch of vodka, and then they basically asphyxiated themselves, right, Dad?
As so like that lethal combination together, and then they all died. Now there are a lot of details that come out after the things that became kind of certain things became synonymous with them. So they had the black matching tracksuits. Was one of them
kind of look, right?
Yeah.
See, I like
like
this.
any of those kind of.
I like that. I like the look. You know what I mean? Like that's what's hard for me because I'm like,
tracksuits.
I like the look. I think this would be cool. Next time we all go for a convention, we should dress as Heaven Gate members.
Well, listen, it's going to be hard though because listen, Nike discontinued the shoes that they wore.
Yeah, there's a very classic.
It's Nike Decades.
Yeah,
they're discontinued. So like, I was looking on eBay. Pairs are going for like $6,000.
Yeah, yeah. There's a classic photo. There's a classic photo of like one of the members, like they have the cover over them, like the white cover body bag cover over them, and just the Nike Decades are like sticking out. And Nike, like when the information came out and that photo started circulating, like Nike like discontinued those specific shoes very quickly. And so
But why discontinue them?
Because you ain't just doing anything. You're dead.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Okay.
By discontinue, here's my thing.
Applesauce. Apparently, he was a big Nike guy. This isn't a joke. Huge Nike guy. Everything they wore was always Nike. So they joked around the cult that they would say, just dough it.
Just dough it.
Yeah, like that's legit. Like one of the old followers.
Man.
Talking about an interview I watched.
Now, the thing is, I'm like, by Nike discontinuing it, you've driven like this shoe into like cult status, right? Like you've 100% driven up the price of this shoe. There's no way if you just continue making these shoes, they have the same notoriety that they do now.
Why does it matter?
I'm just saying. I think they did this on purpose to profit from it.
Oh,
You will never distance yourself from this event, ever. They wore Nike shoes. The guy loved Nike, so we had nothing to do with it.
You have to make some type of gesture.
I'd be like Nike. Everyone loves
shoes
Nike.
Are all over these fucking dead bodies. All of a sudden, parents are gonna be like, "Well, these fucking satanic shoes. I can't buy my kid."
It was probably like a PR move. They're like, "We got to get rid of those shoes." Like
100%.
Like, if we're gonna, in the long run, we don't want to be associated with that, so we're gonna discontinue those shoes. Even though you kind of, I guess. Yeah.
Mind you, every single time these people are talking about, we talk about Nike.
Yeah,
I guarantee it. Every time, everything you look up, talk about Nike.
They even call them the Heaven's. Now they're called the 1993 Heaven's Gate Decade shoe.
Yeah, yep, that's what they're referred to as. Just to make sure that everybody knows what they are. So this specific cult, which is interesting, this kind of has the honor of being one of the first kind of emerging like religions on the internet, because this was early internet days. This was still like freaking Space Jam website days.
Were they black or white? The shoe. Sorry to interrupt.
Black. Yeah, black with white swoosh on the side.
The white swoosh, yeah. Those ones are expensive.
But this kind of kicked into high gear the discussion of like how the internet played a role, and because they used a lot of like their web design and their kind of their outlet of getting their teachings out there was like their main outlet was like on the internet to spread their teachings and these stuff to get the people to join their thing. And I believe like Heaven's Gate, like there are still some active members of
I think so.
There are
well, I mean,
people who didn't participate in the
okay, if you take out the like, hey, let's kill ourselves aspect of it and the comment that was coming, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying that they're not on some spaceship somewhere. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, we have no idea.
We have
We have
no
no
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
They could be up there.
What I'm saying is if you look at everything else, their idea of like this human body is just a vessel for now. Like there's something else. I'm like, that's basically a lot of the other religions, right? They're not saying anything new here, right? So if like, I'm just saying like when you look at this,
I
I'm
mean,
like,
a lot
it's
of
just
the leaders aren't committing mass murder.
yeah. Well,
Which is good, but,
you know who
Well,
else
yeah,
has
none
those
of it's
fucking
none
eyes?
of
What's
it's
that
new
one? What's
because
that?
it is. It's
What's
just
that
a
one
mishmashing
crazy
of all the other
fucking
ones.
pastor?
He's talking about the Jonestown guy.
No, the Christian guy who's the big church guy, like the big epic church, and it's mega church guy.
Oh, like the stadium church guy.
Oh, the like. He's got like 15 jets or whatever.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
he's just fucking crazy, like really creepy looking.
oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
Jesus,
He's
yeah.
got those eyes.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Oh, it's gonna bother me.
This guy.
Josh or Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
Joel
Joel
Osteen.
Mm.
Yeah, Joel Osteen.
know.
Basically, the fucking gemstone family in real life.
Yeah.
Uncle Baby Billy, right there.
So we have those two, and you know, specifically one of the big things about Heaven's Gate we said before is like celibacy was the big thing. Like it's very strict routines and celibacy where like
No banging.
Let's
number
rule
one,
that
number
one
two.
out. Gone.
Yeah,
Sounds
I'm out.
terrible. Ixnade.
Yeah.
I want to spin, but I don't necessarily want to sin.
No, you want to
Well-
sin. You don't want to spin. Well,
No. I'm telling you, it shouldn't be a sin. I want to be part of a religion that's sex positive.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Positive.
Yeah.
So
Okay?
have
it shouldn't
I
be a
got-
sin.
Have I got one for you? And we could probably come back after the break.
All right.
I'm gonna grab a quick beer. We're gonna be right back.
Perfect.
We're back. Fucking Andrew pushing out. He's got glasses. Nerd. It's a fucking.
Oh, make it happen.
You're talking real
I
tough
expect
for
the
a
best
fucking
now.
nerd.
I fucking expect the best. Buddy, I'll
It's because he
fucking-
knows you can't hit him.
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
eat your lunch,
Dan.
pal. You want fucking you want none of this. Keep bullying me, I'm gonna come over to your house and turn on the lights. All right?
Don't you
fucker?
dare.
Yeah. Maybe put on a fan and we'll just watch the whisk.
Jealousy's not a good look on you.
Buddy, hey, flick the lights on. I can't hide these glasses.
So if you're talking about probably, so we've mentioned kind of the two
Look down for
sides.
just 1 second. Just 1 sec.
I am looking
Show
down.
what it is. Look, put your head down.
Huh?
Just put your head down for a sec. Just sneeze. You put the lights off.
Huh? The lights? What do you
Good
mean?
days, buddy.
You just have to dye your scalp and you'll be golden.
Yeah.
What are you
just
talking
break
about?
it
Do that. Or get that sprinkle stuff. Or just shave your fucking head.
No, leave it. Let it grow as thin as you possibly can and as long as you possibly can.
Just do
Just
the
fucking
Baron
go.
Corbin, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Just go full Baron Corbin.
Not looking good.
Oh, it's gone. It's just lost a puddle. I just saw it fall. Stop touching it. Stop.
I can do some good, cool bangs though.
Yeah, you kind of look like Chris Gaines.
There you go. Fantastic.
I think that's a good look too.
It's greasy.
Yeah, you look like Chris Gaines.
So we've kind of covered the two sides of the spectrum here. You have like the very benign
Yeah.
Aetherius Society, but benign and beneficial Aetherius Society, and then you have those at the extreme. They're going all the way to just as far as suicide, Heaven's Gate. But if you're trying to find somewhere maybe kind of towards the middle, maybe a little bit on the towards the
You're looking for something
we're
that's
talking-
just right. You looking for the Goldilocks of the UFO religions?
well, if you're looking for something a little bit more, it's got the
You're looking
it's
for
got the
something a little bit more
positivity.
sexy.
Yeah, it's got the
more
positivity
sexy.
of the Aetherius Society, and then but it also does not have the celibacy and castration of Heaven's Gate Society.
It's actually got the opposite.
Opposite. Yeah. So put those two together. Sounds like a pretty good fit. Then you would be talking about Raëlism. Now,
Yeah.
Raëlism is a religion that was founded by one Claude Vorlon?
A
Volion.
little bit more peanut butter.
Volion.
Volion.
In the mouth.
Vorlon,
Volion.
Volion.
who later changed his name to, as the eponymous Rael. It is, his religion. So he
Yeah,
is
he's the railer.
Raëlism.
Do a lot of railing.
In the 1970s, he became Rael, and that's probably when he got his sick ass fucking outfit. And then he took that name. If you look him up, like it's the first thing you think. I said when you pull up his pictures, number one, the hair is outstanding. When he had like original hairstyle,
Did
outstanding.
you see him with the man bun though?
I seen him with the man bun, but like
Do you
the
know why
previous
he's
one
got
was
a
like
man bun?
the Gallagher fucking thing
Buddy.
going on.
He's got a man bun because he says it's an antenna to talk to the fucking aliens.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right? So finally we have a reason for man buns.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense now. Finally we
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
reason.
That's
for
where
man
that's all
buns.
where
Yeah,
the
yeah.
spiritual
Sense now.
energy enters in through
There
the
we
back.
go.
through the
Concentrate.
bun.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Why
But,
the
like,
fuck
his
wasn't
suit-
Mr. Conspiracy enlightened for all those years?
Maybe he
He
was
was.
this whole time.
His whole suit, like his white suit, which he still wears to like this day. Like he's had like various like little variations on the style, but it is straight up like I said when you look at it, he looks like a nicer version of General Zod. Like he's
Well, But I honestly feel like this is where Aldous Snow got his inspiration from,
oh yeah.
right?
Oh,
Like,
this
Yeah.
Totally.
It's one of those things where you're just like, oh wow. If you're like looking at the idea or looking for like the archetype of like charismatic kind of leader guy, like this guy is like the front man for a religion. Claude here, Rael.
it's almost like he fucking like saw things happening in front of him. Was like, oh, I'm gonna take advantage of this.
Yeah, and go all in. Just go as far as he can go with this thing.
Because my favorite part about this guy is he basically follows the template for cult leader. How many of these dudes used to be musicians? Like Koresh, fucking
Hey, listen.
Applebottom.
Listen.
You got fucking
Zell's one
What?
failed album away.
I feel like some
Tony
of those,
Manson. You got Manson. You got Tony.
I like it.
Alamo. Like all these guys used to be musicians.
You know what? I could see Cass. I could see Cass as a cult leader. I'm just gonna
This
say that
guy
right
even
now.
Rail. Fucking
see-
Rail had hit songs on the radio.
He's gonna have his little mini win cult, right?
Everyone wears bowler hats.
Yeah.
Rail claims that he had an encounter with an extraterrestrial being on the French countryside, where he was given a series of messages about the origins of life on Earth, and that we were created by this race, or created or modified by this race of beings known as the Elohim. And he's, it's very ancient astronaut stuff, or like where it's like, yes, the humans were created from, it's very Anunnaki-ish stuff, kind of meshed in there.
These ones had Annie knockers, buddy.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can get to like Raëlism is a very sex positive cult. Like it is a cult religion, where it is like it's very encouraged. Like it's
Cult.
very that's one of the things that's often remarked about it, is that it kind of posits itself as a very like sexually liberated.
I mean, it
type
all
of
sounds
religion.
good until you find out the guy had a child bride. That kind of takes away from it a little bit. For me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but college or high school?
High school, 15 or 16. Okay.
Well, I mean, that was fine for Seinfeld. We forgave him,
That's true.
right?
Did we?
I don't know.
I think it was just forgotten more than forgave. It's kind of vanished.
Yeah. So nobody talks about it. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I didn't remember. So Rail, as the personality of Rail, like Claude has led quite an interesting like life through like the Raëlism stuff. Like he's had just like our buddy like our buddy George King, he wears many hats as Rail.
Fuck sakes.
Huh?
Doctor.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Idiot.
Come
If
on,
you of all
respect.
people to be just throwing around disrespect like that.
Dr. George King.
Thank you.
Well, I might have to distinguish him between like Martin Luther King and him.
No, just Dr.
Dr.
King's
George.
fine. Yeah. Everyone knows who you're referring to, Dan.
Okay. Do they? They were both visionaries, both, the quality. I don't know.
The one true Dr.
So-
King.
One true Dr. King. So, for example, like in 1994, there was a group of like wealthy Japanese Raelians. So Raëlism is like a very international, is picked up
Huge
fairly
in Japan.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge in Japan.
I mean, if you're a musical artist and you have like a hit song at least one time, where do you go? Japan. Duh.
Well,
Like-
see, this is where Zell's going, because Lucky Monkey's got China,
No, but India.
India.
Oh,
One of our music videos for some reason blew up in India. Million
Nice.
downloads.
all right.
Right?
More than anything else we've ever done, ever. And we checked the analytics. It's on like a weird stripper YouTube playlist that's popular in India and Indonesia.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
interesting.
And the only stripper in the video may be a little bit of male cross-dressing. That's it.
That's okay.
It got included on the list though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on there. It's got the plays.
There's
Numbers
some
all
weird
count.
segment of that population has got a weird kink for men with fake boobs.
Mm.
And that was Dylan in the video. He's famous in India. Famous.
Oh, I'm big in India.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you can say that. So in 1994, a group of Japanese Raelians pretty much got together and they rented a race car that they kind of showed off to Rail. And then what they wanted was that they wanted him to race it in order to like generate publicity for the movement. And Rail, apparently Rail had a preoccupation with racing cars. Like he wanted to be a race car driver before.
Growing up, he always wanted to be a race car driver. He became a musician in hopes of making it big so he could eventually buy a race car. So once he finished his career as a singer-songwriter, unfortunately, his second album, debut album, got a couple songs on the hit radio. Second album didn't do so well, floundered. He ended up creating a magazine called Autopop, which was a race-inspired magazine where he went around, test drove cars, made whatever, advertised great. It actually was doing pretty well until 1973. I guess there was a massive oil shortage in France in 73. So they actually suspended all race,
Everywhere.
all driving, race, everything for that year. So his fucking magazine went bankrupt. So 2 strikes so far for Rail, unfortunately. But then he
Swinging
moved on
and
to the
missing.
fucking
He nailed it. He
third
got
time's
it.
the charm. I mean, the aliens talk to him.
Yeah.
This is the same trajectory as Zell. I can't believe you guys don't see the.
This is a direct. This is exactly what's happening to
He's
me.
got Lucky Monkey, right? They're not, they get popular but not blown up. He's got alien
you
theories
can
theorizing.
get your message from the Elohim tomorrow.
You go up and down, and next thing he's a cult leader in a sex positive cult, right?
Yeah. Listen.
The $50
in a
month
sex
subscription
positive
fee.
vampire cult, right? That's what's happening in India.
We're sex positive. We're sex positive.
India, Indonesia.
The
We're
cults
already there.
fang. The cults. We already have the cults fanging
Banging
and
and
banging.
banging.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So he's had tons of like this stuff, but like so if we're going into back to like the actual like the origins of like what they say this religion or their messages were communicated to him is that life on Earth was created by these advanced extraterrestrial beings, the Elohim, and these beings were mistaken for gods in ancient times. So it's very Zechariah Sitchin-ish,
Which he was
all
a
of
big
those.
fan of.
So now one of the other things that's interesting now, I remember Raëlism like back when I was in high school, because this was when like they made these big announcements about cloning, because Raëlism is really big on cloning. They kind of posited as a means to achieve eternal life, and that they believe that
How else are you gonna fuck
cloning
yourself?
techniques. I mean, yeah, like they believe that advancing cloning techniques so far, it will be possible to kind of transfer your own consciousness into a new body, very Emperor Palpatine-ish, somehow he came back. And so in 2002, and I remember this being in the news and stuff, there was a whole big thing about this Raëlian associate company called Clonaid, which claimed to have produced the first human
The number
clone.
one sports drink that also
Yes.
clones.
Of clones.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like a million more in production, It's like, so they made these claims like public, and they came out and they said that they have produced like a human clone, a female clone, and they named her Eve, was what they named. And then like there was a whole bunch, like I don't know, I call it the Clonaid saga when I was like researching it, and I was like, we'll probably get into it on a different thing, but it's like they said that they produced a clone, and not even one. Like after that one, they made another announcement. They did several
of a boy, like a little boy that had passed away.
Right,
After
yeah,
birth.
yeah.
They cloned him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was one that it's like, I think it was a Japanese, like it was a Japanese
Little
boy that had passed away, and then the parents had like opted in to have him cloned, and they said that they had made a viable clone of him, and so like so they made a whole bunch of claims that went out there, and they were in the news for like weeks about talking about this, and people trying to get information about these, and they were scientists and things, a whole bunch of like ethical discussions about what was going on, because it's like nobody can figure out whether these claims were verifiable or not. Because they didn't want to, I mean, understandably they could be like, we don't want to give out the information of the kid, because we don't want the parents to like have to deal with all of that, the stuff that's going to go with that. We don't want the kids to be in danger, and that's what their kind of whole excuse.
It's just
for
like
not-
those kids that don't know they're adopted, right? You don't want this kid to know he's a clone. He's just a normal kid.
Yeah. I'm gonna
but,
tell Roman he's a clone. Yeah, like, you're just my clone, buddy. We clone me.
Yeah. I'm going to put my brain into your body.
Yeah, when you're older.
Waiting for you to grow up.
Fuck,
If
what
you
book
don't
is that?
behave.
What book? I forget
Pull the
what book.
plug.
I remember that. That's somewhere. So yeah, despite all of this, like the controversies and things that surround Raëlism, they're kind of like their emphasis is mostly on universal love, world peace, and global cooperation. Like non-violence is a big part of their thing. And I remember Braden linked this one documentary. Like there's a lot of documentaries, probably good ones about Raël, like following around Raëlism and kind of the stuff that they do. And like Raël has like a bodyguard, I guess he had a bodyguard, and they asked him like, well, what do you do like as a bodyguard? It's like he's like, because you can't do violence, like what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, how are you a bodyguard and you can't do any violence? Like, what do you, I don't know. It was the guy didn't speak very much English. I think he was actually Japanese. And I think they asked him like, do you know like karate or something? He's like, no. It's like, oh, okay. So
I liked how they asked the Japanese guy if he knew karate. I was
What?
like, "That's a little bit odd."
Also-
They're like, well, do you know any martial arts? Like, what do you do as a bodyguard? Like, I don't, it's,
I also like they're
you
like,
can't hurt anybody.
Would you like to know some of Raëlism's greatest accomplishments?
Of course.
100%.
yes.
Lay him out.
So they actually had an operation, which they deemed Operation Condom, where a pink van called the Condom Mobile would drive around high schools handing out condoms to high
Okay.
school kids.
Sounds
And
good.
if you could imagine, just a random pink van showing up to your kid's high school, and it's an alien sex cult just handing out fucking condoms to your
Hey
kids.
kids,
I'm so
you got
glad.
condoms in our-
You didn't have to
So-
sell. You didn't have to sell me so hard on.
Well, it gets better because after that they got a little traction with this. So then they started putting on masturbation seminars
Okay.
with hopes of one day putting on a worldwide masturbation campaign.
Listen, that's how everyone learned about the
Hands
stranger.
across America,
That's
boys.
how everyone learned about the stranger.
Well,
Right,
they're
Aaron?
anti-violence. Like you can't fucking pick up a gun if you got your hands on your dick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're
Your
always
hands full. You're diddling. You're,
Yeah.
like,
This just in. Next month is ATT's inaugural masturbation.
Yeah.
month.
No, it's that's
Have you ever, did you guys see their logo?
dude. I love their logo. The logo's hilarious because the guy,
Oh, yeah, we have
charismatic
some.
leader, and they're like, he's like, we need a logo, something edgy, something flashy, something that's gonna spark conversation. What I'm thinking, Star of David, and on top, swastika.
In the middle.
In the middle, directly in the
It
middle.
like
Oh,
as far as like I will say like objectively like looking at it, it's a pretty slick because like
Yeah, you would like it, wouldn't you?
yeah, you would, Dad. Jesus.
well, I mean, most people know that the swastika like predates. It of course predates Nazism. Like it
Stop
is
trying to defend the swastika,
yeah,
Dan.
okay.
Just let it.
Dan's always been a big fan of the swastika way before.
Before it was cool, hey?
I mean, I wasn't born before it was cool, but I mean, it was cool before.
isn't the
Hinduism
ancient
or something.
isn't the ancient version of it? Yeah, like but it goes the other way. Doesn't it
Yeah,
face the other way?
it's associated with Buddhism and Hinduism,
Yeah.
like different things. Like
You
I
will
mean,
if
look
you go
everywhere,
into
like,
East Asia, you'll see people tattooed with
yeah,
the
temples,
reverse.
temples are marked like temples on maps are marked with swastikas,
And you'll
like,
be
yeah, so
like when you first go there or travel there, you'll be like, you'll see some of like this, what looks like a swastika, and then you realize it's reversed, and you'll be like, what is that? What the fuck? And then you're like, oh, it's reversed is a symbol for good luck.
yeah, it
Just
is
not
like
if you're
it's a
Jewish.
religious, yeah, it's a so that controversy popped up pretty quick about having the Star of David and the swastika like integrated into the middle, and
Yeah,
so
but
then
peace,
they,
right? We got to join
well,
these two groups,
right?
right?
But then they modified it, and then they made it like. I think that one's pretty cool. It's like they swirled it. There's like a just like a swirl in the
Effect.
A
middle
little
of
artistic enhance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that one's still pretty good. Like that's still a pretty
Yeah.
cool like symbol.
because you know
It's
what's
still
really
pretty
there.
neat.
That's why.
It's not cool.
Subliminally,
You see
it's-
through it.
You know,
yeah.
you know it's there, right?
But yeah, so they kind of like they rebranded their whole thing like after that kind of like when the stuff started getting traction and like people started criticizing. They're like, well, we'll just change it a little bit. And,
Yeah.
and then they kind of
All press is
done
good
that.
press, baby. Swirl it.
yeah,
we just premiere our new logo. It's just our same logo, just with a slight
Just
swirl of light.
swirled a bit. Yeah, just swirled.
No,
a
no,
bit.
just put it in the center of a swastika. Right? Cool, won't it?
Done.
Well, cool, Dan.
Little swastika in the center.
Oh,
Oh, terrible. we gotta get listens. We gotta get traction publicity.
we got to make the news somehow.
shit.
All
this
press is good press.
Yeah. We replace that little line, just a little. We'll get a little
I
guy
just
in
thought
there.
I just thought it's like if you're trying to make a symbol that encompasses the amalgamation of both Western and Eastern beliefs, and like
Yeah.
that's kind of what you would do. Like I like feel like it's like okay, like
You make a new swastika.
Yeah.
you put that stuff in there, and the way it like joins, it's all one line, like it's all kind of it's very
It's
so I
bold.
was like,
Bold
"Ah,
move.
pretty good."
Bold
So you
move.
heard. There's
We're
still
taking the
time to submit
swastika
your
back.
logos. Let's go.
Right?
Send them our way.
But
We know which one
realism-
Dan's gonna vote for.
Yeah.
Yeah, slap a swastika on there.
Yeah.
Teed one up for you.
You got it.
Yeah.
So Raëlism is pretty big. They say that they've got tens of thousands of members worldwide. So they've got like apparently there's a strong following in Canada, and Japan.
Well,
and
he's
South Korea.
got a temple or something in Montreal, right?
Yeah. And I think one of their other things is that they're pushing like Raëlism's like one of his things. They want to put like a temple or an embassy in Jerusalem. Like Jerusalem still has a very central, like a central part of their.
I'm gonna say they
religion.
didn't go for that.
Yeah.
mean,
I wonder why.
I mean, they won't let them. Like they're not gonna.
Yeah, so
they're
I
not
mean,
gonna let
I'm
them
gonna
put
say
it there, yeah.
they're like, no,
is it purely
I
based
don't
on the
think
logo?
they're not gonna let anybody go put it in.
no.
anything
Canada
there.
fucking was like, yeah, fucking rights, give everybody, do your thing, just make sure you pay your rent.
And so yeah, so the Raëlism is on this other one. So like as far as UFO cults, like that one is it's an alien themed cult where this thing's going on, and and so you put on these a lot of their like we said before, very sex positive cults. So it's like some of their get-togethers are they have these sensual meditation seminars and these things, and this is how you
That room
got
over
kids.
there.
He's got his what he calls them his pink angels, right?
Yeah.
The angels. Yeah, he's got these 6 ladies that only he's allowed to be with.
Pink
They follow
angels.
him everywhere. Honestly, I'll tell you what. If I'm being honest, this sounds like this guy sounds like a bit of an opportunistic sleazebag that created a fucking cult so he could just have his way with fucking as many women as he wanted.
Yeah.
That's literally the vibes I get
There's
from
a
him.
few of those around.
I mean yeah, it's like
Sometimes not just the women. He'll
Like,
take it. He'll
child
goes
bride things,
everyone.
like-
Guys, girls, kids.
Yeah.
So he'll at least he just stopped at women.
yeah, so it's very that is one of the also the controversial points is that people have said that he maintains kind of like a harem of women. I guess it's like it's probably like a rotating roster and he has but yeah, it's hard to find I feel like it's hard to find in those early day religions where stuff's kind of wild that you're like, yeah, that's gonna happen. When you have like a single charismatic leader, like that stuff just seems like it always goes that way.
That's the one point of contact with the higher plane, the higher beings. It's this guy.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
I mean that's a fucking
Some people find that pretty hot.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, nothing sexier than delusions of grandeur, right?
Yeah.
he's got the direct connection, the man bun on there,
Man
just
bun.
like that's it. That must have increased his power because dude, those early day pictures of him with the straight up like just the
He's oozing
like the
sex.
side fro like stuff coming out. It's really
It's a
good.
good look.
I'm surprised it survived those days, but yeah, here he is still walking around in his General Zod suit and partying like it's 1999. But yeah, that's something we'll probably end up doing a deeper dive on, maybe a confidential or something about talking about Raëlism. But it's kind of like the overview of like the UFO religions and how they are now.
And there's lots more. And we're
there's
just
lots more.
skipping
And the
over a
thing
couple.
is,
Like Scientology, we didn't even talk
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
That's
What
hella
a-
fucking alien.
That's its own thing. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
fuck-
what I
That
find
one's like
interesting-
the most Scientology's got the most powerful.
And the most poorly written of all these fucking religions.
Like, but they
Oh,
just
yeah.
like this the celebrity they secured. It's like it's insane.
Yeah. What I do find interesting is that even though a lot of these like they seem a lot different, like their kind of roots are all kind of based around the same stuff. Like a lot of this stuff is kind of pulled from I know we haven't talked about her, but I have her on a list there about Madame Blavatsky's kind of her whole entire shtick, like back in the it's like 1920s and stuff, like advent of like spiritualism and rising of that stuff is like a lot of the stuff that we see come to prominence, like these religious movements, new age movements, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, is all kind of based off of her kind of ideas of the like at least like these kinds of ends of the world, like these mishmashes of Eastern and Western cultures kind of coming together, that all of the previous religions are all actually one religion. All of the major figures are all actually just connected in the same way. They're all part of the same society or race of dimensional beings. And so it's like they all have these very similar roots, and then they all kind of like they have the very like same philosophical roots. It's kind of a lot of them kind of fit into that area, which is always which we'll get into eventually down the line, talking about Madame Blavatsky's very like infamous and like long career, that kind of stuff, and where that all led us for a couple different places. So I don't know, it's like these kinds of things. It's like I don't know, they're newer religions. It's like these are new age religions, and they just kind of crop up around the 50s and 60s all around there, and where people are just kind of being like, yeah, no, we know what, aliens are the thing, we move away from the divine, I suppose, to something that is a little bit more,
well, I mean,
science fiction, sciencey kind
it's
of.
all
We're
kind of,
just-
it's all kind of
we're
science
just-
You
fiction,
replace
though.
angels with aliens. You're just
Yeah.
like, that's what they.
What's more,
you're
what's
replacing
like
these
like
ideas.
the actual biblical like description of angels, like fucking some horror shit, right? Like
the biblical representation.
yeah, terrifying.
5,000 eyes and
Yeah,
wings
like
and
that's
golden circles. Yeah.
yeah, like you know what I mean. Like that is some sci-fi shit, but they didn't have enough imagination, right? So they're like, I can't really make it cool, right?
I mean,
Like,
if the world
eyes.
completely restarted right now, and the first thing the new people walking the earth found was a Harry Potter book, we'd be worshiping Harry Potter. We'd be worried about fucking Lord Voldemort.
Yeah, we'd all be choosing our houses.
Yeah, man. Like everything
taking
would be
us-
divided. There would be no countries. There's just houses.
Man, you're just one crazy dictator away with somehow gets like a powerful army behind him, takes over a bit, but he's one of these religions. He's one of these small religions, and in 2,000 years we look back and trace back like, oh, he started it, and all of a sudden now all of Europe is Catholic.
Yeah, it's just one guy trying to get laid, and look what happened.
And then you have an army, you take over, you implant that religion, and thousands of years we look back and it's the dominant branch.
Oh, that's how Christianity
That's-
started.
that's
That's
what I mean.
Constantine took it. It was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm the ruler of
Yeah.
like half of the Roman Empire.
We do
We're
this now.
Christians now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a dream, and we're Christians now. That's good.
Yeah, so in 2,000 years, after we nuke ourselves back to the Stone Age and we look back at the current religions at the time, those will be the new ones. The other ones have been erased.
Maybe all these religions are just stepping stones for like aliens for like disclosure, where they're like, okay, let's move the needle a little bit. All right, they're believing that the guy had magical powers. Now let's let them know that he wasn't really a human guy. All right, let's move the bar a little bit, right? And it's just a real slow disclosure.
I mean,
Well-
that would make more sense.
Yeah, I mean, at the heart of religion is like the do no harm, right?
Absolutely.
Most
like-
of these ones, yeah.
It's just
Just
sad
like
that we
in-
need that to be good people for the most part.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, like religion always has that central message of good, and then depending on the one, there's always some crazy shit that goes along with it. But they all start with like, religion as a point of, for a lot of people, as like a moral like ground.
Well,
It's great and it works, and you have a sense of community, and you go every week and you do this and you live great life. Really, most do. There's nothing wrong with it.
well, you
but
have
then,
to come up
yeah.
with something to keep people in line eventually, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It
we're like
makes sense.
we're creatures that love like a system and a group, like culture of like being a community, especially in like smaller, like you go to church, there's a couple hundred people, the same families. It's like it's a comforting experience. It's just when they sometimes get a little crazy, and then they threaten you that if you listen to the wrong religion, then you're going to be torn limb for limb in eternity in a burning fire
Yeah.
hell pit. You're like, this seems a little unreligious.
You're like, where does it say
Not very
that?
nice.
Where does it say that?
It's kind of like we lost some in translation sometimes.
Absolutely.
Isn't that the crazy thing about like Christianity is no one could read it for like hundreds of years. It was just like a ascended language that like
We had to pull it from the Greek. We had to translate it from Greek.
that's
Like,
what I
it was the
mean. And then
original.
you have these fucking guys in wizard cloaks and they're chanting and they're the only ones that can read it, and everyone's like,
Burning
yeah, I guess
incense.
that's the one. And then they finally translate it to a new language. Probably change some stuff along the way. But it's just a crazy human concept that a small group of people with a belief and they're articulate, well-spoken, can make that spread to, like, you get a couple hundred, then 1,000, and then it snowballs, and then you have a new religion, really,
Okay,
like over a few generations.
Don't pay taxes.
But like maybe, but okay, do you like on that note of like
You're the Church of Satan. Church of Satan paid taxes.
we didn't know like what
That's
it said.
bullshit,
It
Dan.
took hundreds of years to
they pay taxes. 'Cause they don't
translate
believe
it.
that They should be tax free.
Took hundreds of years to translate stuff. And then it's like, did stuff get lost in translation and stuff? But maybe
100%.
maybe the description was more science fiction than we know originally.
It's pretty
And it's
science
like-
fiction-y,
And
though.
yeah, but what I'm saying is like when we say like, oh yeah, he was
Resurrection. Fuck.
Jesus was a man. It's like maybe he wasn't a man, but maybe they're like, well, he had to be a man because what else would they be talking about? Right? Like they couldn't be talking about this has to be
Hey, listen.
man.
We know lost in translation for the longest time. How many people thought Jesus was white? How many times we fucking paint the guy?
He is white.
No, we rewrote the characters way.
Right? Like,
What
like,
happened?
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Listen,
So he
that was
could've
the
been green
first
for we-
case
all
of
we know.
yeah.
Like, I got no
Right.
idea.
Everyone knows
That's
Jesus.
that's
is
got to be the
American.
biggest con. The biggest con in all of humanity is trying to believe that
white
a man
Jesus.
2,000 years ago in that area was white. This is come on.
Oh, listen, they gave us Jake Gyllenhaal as the Prince of Persia. Okay?
Yeah.
I've been pulling this shit for a long time. Sick of it.
Yeah, we've been
2,000
whitewashing.
years. Yeah, he was just one white guy just hanging
Stop
around.
whitewashing us.
It's not like he was born there. It's not like he came from Europe. He like migrated into the area and set up shop. No, he was born there. It's
Yeah.
like, okay. Yeah.
My Jesus is American, through and through. Mullet,
This is an alien.
sweatpants. Every weekend he's out there. Gentlemen, start your engines. That's my
He's
Jesus.
turning water into like
Sweet
Fucking
old
not Bud Light,
Miller
gasoline.
I'll
Light.
tell you
The
that
Miller
much.
Light.
Miller Lite now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he changed.
Yeah.
After he shot it with a machine gun, he changed the beer.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
Kid Rock's
American,
Jesus.
His American flag.
Kid Rock's
t-shirt.
Jesus, I think.
His back and his like
Yes.
the bed of his truck chock full of illegal
Yeah.
fireworks. Like
That's my Jesus. That's who dies for
Um,
my sins.
So yeah, I guarantee we'll dip into some of the other because there are tons of other ones that we want to talk about that we came across while researching these ones.
Absolutely.
So there will be more of these ones, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Of these coming out,
There's so
um,
many. It's insane.
and they all have their own like little flavors of beliefs.
And
And
as
I'm sure
I said
we'll
again,
find
you
one
got to
that's right for
tune
you.
in to After Hours to hear the next one.
Yeah.
How it starts.
Yeah, if you guys want to get on the ground floor of a new UFO religion,
You want to get on when the share
Hours.
price is at 1 penny? Got to
Yeah.
get in now.
You want to make sure that you make it onto the spaceship with your balls intact?
Yeah.
We got you.
You have to invest in our company through some type of crypto with no contract, and then we'll
And
just
listen,
take
It's a
that.
reverse funnel.
You're gonna
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
you're gonna make money too because you give us money and then you go out and you recruit 4 people to give you money and you get those 4 people to give you money. We're all making money. All right.
You get 2 of their money, but you have to pass on their 2 money up the chain again. But you still
Yeah.
get 2, so you're getting
Yeah.
2 to 1 now. You're making
Yeah.
100% profit.
You know? It's really simple math. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Alien Theorist Podcast.
That's the greatest sales pitch we could do, I think.
Shit,
Do you want to be rich,
yeah. Do you want to
powerful?
be rich?
famous?
Yeah.
All you have to do.
No, so what we need you to do as our supporters, we need you to start a podcast, and we need you to recruit fans to to support
promote
your
our
podcast.
podcast through your podcast.
Yeah, and then you can support our podcast.
Start a network.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's been scientifically proven that there are glomalon particles in the air that are making you depressed, making you sad. Like, we're able to measure those with our brains. We have properly calibrated
With our
E-meter.
properly calibrated
Propagated
reader.
EMF reader.
And then we
know how
got to
to take
treat
care of
that.
this.
So we'll
Yeah,
give
we
you some miracle spring water.
Yeah.
Boom.
We'll fix that.
You want to
From
get
the-
healed
from
right
underneath
away?
The Bosnian pyramids.
You want to
Like,
get healed right away? $50 or more on our Patreon.
Entry has to be you just have to coat your head in nair and just lose your hair.
Can't
Just
shave it.
fucking peel it off.
Yeah. If you're not thinning, you can't join.
Yeah.
You have to
Not
be. That's
thinning.
part
Everyone's
of
just gonna be
our
fucking
religion.
shaving their head.
We don't take anyone with a good head of hair. No one. You're out.
That's true. I don't trust them.
Yeah, I don't trust them. What are you doing?
I don't trust
What are you doing that we're not doing?
That's the devil. That's
You're
the
sinning.
devil's work.
That's sign of
That's the
sinning.
devil's work.
Yeah, 100%. Full head of hair, sign of sinning. Dan's
If you're
the
over
least
30
sinner
years old
here.
and you have a head of hair,
If you're not receding, you're a heathen.
Dan's never sinned. Dan's never
That's- there
sinned.
Dan's our longest member.
Yeah. The founding father.
Most devout.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Most
lives
holy.
he's the extremist in the group of
You ain't
Yeah.
receding, you're a
We got to
heathen.
we got to talk him
if you
down
ain't,
from some
if you
stuff.
ain't
I'm the,
receding, you're a heathen.
I'm head
That's
head
great.
inquisitor of the
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
heresy.
Did we
No,
have it?
didn't. I just looked. I couldn't find anything.
Don't even say it.
No,
Don't we say
don't
it?
say
All
it.
right.
I didn't
Well-
see anything good.
Hey, listen.
But
Nothing.
he earned it.
Nothing.
We were too focused on collecting logos for the competition, which is now
Not enough swastikas.
is
Closed.
now
China.
pretty much.
It's
I
pretty
think
much
we- I think
closed.
we got it.
We're at
Pretty much
0
close.
right
You,
now.
I mean,
That
listen.
is
If
not
you're
enough.
hearing this, chances are we haven't officially closed it yet. So you could probably sneak one in.
Better
But
be good though.
it
'cause
would
we got a
be-
good one.
I'm telling you,
We got a good one.
yeah.
competition.
I'm
It's
like
good.
it. The top three for sure.
Top three
I
are
would
really
probably
good.
locked, and I would say like, dude, even picking the top three is gonna be fucking tough. I know we have
got a
kind
lot.
of a clear couple that are up there, but goddamn,
Yeah, there's a couple straight to the top, and then there's a handful more that are going to be tough. But there's a ton. I mean, there's lots of great entries, and
Yeah.
some of them will be used for T-shirts, and we'll make sure to compensate
compensate
as needed. Because there's some really good logos. We appreciate. There was honestly dozens and dozens and dozens of
Yeah.
entries. So
tons.
All awesome.
some
All individually awesome for their own.
for their own reasons.
Yeah,
Some just
yeah.
amazing, just because they're so relevant to the show. And
Couple
it's
stinkers.
something-
Hilarious.
Couple
course.
stinkers.
Come
I
on.
lie.
Come on, of
Couple
course
fucking
there's going to be a couple.
couple fucking stinkers where we were like, come on, really? You think we're gonna use this one? Come on, you know who you are.
Doesn't even have a swastika in it.
Yeah, no. There's no racially
No,
insensitive
they were good. They were-
logos in this.
I enjoyed them all. There was some, and there was some where I was like, God damn, like I love this. Maybe for other things, I like this for other things.
Exactly.
And I was
There,
like,
yeah,
that's good.
some
Yeah.
stuff that didn't. It's not going to make the top three
Yeah.
is going to be repurposed for other things.
There was a couple I sent back. I just messaged people back. Said, "Go fuck yourself. You're out of this competition."
We're honest. We're
How
honest
dare
with
you?
Not everyone gets a participation ribbon here. Okay. No,
Get out. Just
Yeah.
get out.
gold,
Okay.
silver, and bronze, and everyone else lost.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out.
I actually
it's
said
awesome.
that. I actually said that in the ad for the competition. I said like I listed what everyone gets, and then for the fourth
Sucks
place,
to suck.
I said sucks to suck.
It's life.
And then we got a lot of entries, and I'm like, there's gonna be a lot of people in that fourth
A
position.
lot of people who suck to suck.
Well, it's true.
We appreciate it. It was a fun to see them all come in, but yeah, I think we got it locked.
Yeah,
But
I think
we'll
so.
probably put it probably a little ad saying it's closed officially with the date we're going to do the power hour.
Yeah,
have the artist
just
on to release.
for some timing reasons and from what other stuff and how we're leaning. We've got a little bit of time before we can kind of set this up properly. So, we'll announce it. We'll announce it on our
It won't be
socials.
too long.
It won't be too
Yeah, it won't be too long.
Yeah, it's coming.
All right. If you're not supporting the show, you got to go to alientheorist.com. You can hit that support tab. Be first in line to join the world's newest, greatest, most badass cult.
Sex positive.
Sex positive.
Sex positive.
No money scams involved. None whatsoever.
Sex positive hair.
You may or may not have to have sex with Braden for entry. But
Not
we can get- that's the easiest way to just kill the cult right there. It's over. All right. This week's new supporters. We
How'd you
got
guys get
Manny
in?
the Great. Yeah.
If you don't want to join the cult, if you
I
don't
haven't
want to
joined
join
yet.
the cult, you're gonna have sex. We're gonna make you have sex.
It's forced. And then we're really canceled.
I'm a gentle lover.
All right. Manny the Great, Seth Miller, Michael Eichhoff. Had to double check it there.
Sean Mount
And Cody
says,
from Manitoba
What?
resubbed again for the millionth time.
Irish Potato
Legend.
said one member, his wife. Well, we have an ex-member too.
A couple members, a few members there.
It's only a couple members. Yeah.
Hell yeah! All right, that's it.
Jump on Patreon, it helps support the show. Maybe there might be something for $10 more
what?
coming. I don't know. Maybe.
What?
What are you doing?
Anyways, cut this
Stop
out.
that.
Cut it.
Stop going
Never.
rogue.
Nothing. Suck it.
Gone rogue.
As we always say at the end of these things, keep those eyes on the skies. See you after.
Is it for sure? That?
After hours.
I can't fucking believe it. Robert
confirm
Sala
it?
basically confirmed it.
Oh,
Ooh.
dude.
He's like, we're getting an MRI tomorrow, but he's like, we don't need it.
Like you just so it snapped and popped.
Just rolled up like a fucking.
Oh
like
my
the
god, it's gotta be
blinds.
the worst. That's gotta be one of the worst injuries.
It's pretty terrible.
How old is he?
Like your calf would just ball up to like your
Just
knee,
go
wouldn't it? Just like fucking just shoot up
Well,
and just get stuck there.
Well, it rolls up to the base of your calf. You'd be surprised. Like a lot of times, you don't see like a bulge underneath your calf, but like sometimes people's feet just go completely like limp. 'Cause there's no tendon there holding it anymore. It's
So they gotta open them up, reattach, do the whole thing.
Liz, you know what's crazy? I just looked into this not too long ago. There's non-surgical options for Achilles repairs.
Non-surgical?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
What if it's
Yeah,
not?
it just
What if
slowly
it's
heals.
what if it's
No,
fully snapped?
Fully snapped.
Like
It'll
how are you
heal
gonna get it
itself.
back down to reattach?
It does it on its own.
Just like regrows?
Yeah,
Slithers
isn't that
down and-
Fucking crazy.
Oh, so we have the gene to heal ourselves.
Isn't that nuts though?
We gotta unlock it.
Would it be
CRISPR.
Wouldn't it be faster to do it surgically? Like,
Not
probably?
necessarily.
No.
No.
About the same time?
Recovery times are
Recovery
around
time?
the same time. I think you maybe get a couple months.
Oh,
with
you probably have to like
surgical,
roll
but-
it out or
I
something.
don't
Like,
like it.
No.
it just regrows on its own. Are you serious? How do they do? How do they make it regrow?
Bizarre.
It regrows on its own.
Bizarre.
If I just
Interesting.
mine just
I
popped,
read a
if mine just popped and then I miss out for like 3 months and it just regrows itself.
It's got to be long.
That's
wonder if
fucking
it-
wild.
But like, what's their percentage when they're back? Like both the same like range of motion and all that stuff. And
I'm pretty sure that you have a better chance of re-tearing
if you
non-surgical. but-
non-surgical, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, yeah,
I don't like it. Gives me heebie-jeebies.
Oh yeah, I don't like that. That one's just bad.
That's a terrible industry. Did I
All right,
tell
so
you
about
guys,
that cult,
Yeah. I like it.
you're all part of it already. You've already subscribed.
you're already here. You're already.
Did,
having
you,
sex
did you
with
read the
Brady.
fine print? Did you actually go
Yeah.
read the fine print when you subscribe to Patreon?
Be
Did you? Probably not. No one did.
expecting- Be expecting Braden to show up on your porch with the silk robe, being like, all right.
We don't have time. The comet comes tomorrow morning, the green comet. So
Oh, that's true.
if you listen to this.
Yeah, hurry.
You don't have much time.
Yeah, like you're literally it's just exercises and then you go in like non-weight bearing for longer and then you go into a specific boot, but they don't like pull the tendon
Yeah,
down. Or
That's
anything.
fucking disgusting. I don't like any
Crazy.
of this chat here we're talking about here. I don't like the idea of fucking my
That was gonna
tendon.
be your team, Braden. That was gonna be the Jets.
No. I'm an Eagles fan, baby. Fly
No, I'm saying,
Eagles
but
fly.
you were gonna pick them. You were gonna do it.
Nice, you got it.
I wasn't set on a team, and then something made me.
You
Then
like
you watch-
Philadelphia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my
Watched,
frantic fucking
Marky Mark.
text that you
You're like,
checked
I
the
like
Discord.
Mark Wahlberg, and I like.
No,
that."
I messaged him being like, you have to be an Eagles fan. Go look at the Discord now.
And I looked at Discord and I saw Irish
What was
Potato
in the Discord?
complaining about how much he hates Philadelphia and Eagles and he hopes the city burns down.
I
So I
Say,
said, "Go Eagles,
lock
go!"
that in.
And then the Eagles fucking smoked the Pats. I mean,
I will
Darius
say that the Pats
Darius
actually-
Slay was out there fucking pick sixing. I mean, it's unbelievable. Great team.
Darius Slay is the dude's name.
Yeah, he was
That's a
He's
Darius
actually
Slay.
drafted by the Lions, second round pick. Loved
That's a
him to
great
death.
name. That's a great
guy, got
sports name.
chased out of town,
Darian Slay.
unfortunately. Got his jersey up on the wall here.
What is he?
Great
He's
Slay
a
fan.
receiver.
He's a corner.
corner.
Big play Slay.
Lions did good. They beat the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, and like
Fucking
I
rights,
mean,
dude,
just
man.
credit
Thank you
to
for
Nick
mentioning that.
Sirianni. He's just
Hey.
running a great team this year.
I need
Right,
a
you can just go
faster
1-0.
response when I text if the Lions are going to win because I had to make a call on nothing. I just went with my
No,
gut.
I thought you were just being an asshole, to be honest with you.
Chiefs.
If
Oh,
you
no,
said,
I
hey,
really-
I need your help. You know how many people I get? People like,
I
"Oh,
said,
Lions
should
gonna
I
be good
pick
this year?"
No, my text was, should I pick the Lions? Are they really good this year?
Yeah, but what do you see when you don't look at a text? You see the last thing they say. You send it in 2 messages, and it says, "Are the Lions going to be good this year?" It's the only thing I saw, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you, Zell. Let's watch the game and find out.
I said, are the Lions actually good? Because you kept saying they're actually going to be good this year.
That's what I mean. Take my word for it.
Yeah, but I
told
haven't
you.
watched any. I haven't watched any preseason. So and this is before
They
preseason.
didn't-
So maybe
Chiefs-
preseason
Chiefs
came up
won
and
the
they
Super
sucked.
Bowl last year, didn't
They didn't. They
Yeah.
didn't play any starters in the preseason.
Yeah.
Um,
But
Okay, since we're on the topic of
Lions
sports,
are 1-0, baby.
since we're on the topic of sports, you guys want to hear my current sports conspiracy I'm working on?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the one that
You
you
can't tell
found.
us anyway.
Well, I found, I found, and then I when I deep dive.
we should do a whole thing on sports conspiracies about that. This.
Yeah,
Sean,
well, I'll tell these guys right now.
subject.
Well, whatever. So,
Okay,
it's,
yeah.
so fights Saturday night, right? UFC
What fights?
293.
Oh, you see.
Honestly, on paper, boring card. Israel Adesanya, heavy favorite against Sean Strickland. Like
No,
we're
the heaviest.
like historically, like the Sean Strickland was the greatest underdog in history, betting wise.
I'm betting.
Unbelievable.
UFC history, probably. Maybe,
Yeah,
but-
yeah. I think it was. I think it was the greatest upset
Really?
betting
I think
betting wise,
GSP
betting
said-
odds.
But Sarah GSP.
Yeah, but I don't think the betting line was as bad as this was.
UFC just wasn't.
Why do you
that
know
big
this all
back
about
then.
this betting stuff? Are you a gambler now?
No, I kind of watch. I
Gambler?
sometimes I'm honestly I'm interested in like
Oh,
the
speaking of
parlays.
that, you owe me. You owe me a fucking
do.
wrestling buddy still.
Well, I have a wrestling buddy here. I just forgot to bring it up. It's in sitting inside Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I'm interested. Honestly, I've been interested more on like the parlay side of stuff. So I kind of look. I'm too much of a cheapskate to really bet, but I'm interested. So then I look at these things, and then sometimes I'll go like, what would my picks be to see if I would have won any money. That's my gambling. But so Sean Strickland plus 650, like huge underdog, unbelievable. And on paper and everything, like everything wise, like Israel Adesanya should have murdered this guy. Right?
Yeah, not a great matchup
I turned on the fights. I was like, I just want to watch the main event. I told Jamie, I was like, this will not make it out of the first round. This guy just does not have the skill set to compete with Israel Adesanya. And Sean Strickland
almost didn't.
fucking beat the fuck out of Israel Adesanya for 5 rounds. Just he didn't throw anything other than a 1-2.
He won the second round.
Not doing much though.
He won the second round.
Sean Strickland won by I don't know if he threw a combo more than a 1-2. Absolutely rocked him in the first round. Was just like shut down his offense, just cut down the cage and won a decision. Like clear 4-1 decision to win the UFC middleweight championship. Like unbelievable. Like shocked. I was shocked when I was watching
So
it.
that seems like something fun to watch for one.
Yeah, it was fun to watch because like by the 5th round you're like Israel's got to come out. Like he looked bad, and you're like, this is one of the most talented fighters we've ever seen. What the hell is going on here? Like
Did he throw the fight? Is that the conspiracy?
So listen to this, right? Israel, like UFC has all these betting partners and various betting groups, right? And there's a bunch of interviews that have come out with, them talking to Israel Adesanya about like, hey, do you use this betting site? And he always says, I only fuck with stake.com, which is like a crypto betting site. Now, it would have been 3 or 4 days before the fight. Stake.com announces that they got fucking hacked for $43 million of users' funds and hot wallet data. So which means if you had a wallet connected, that hackers potentially have your data.
$43 million?
$43 million
They have that much cash on their system.
of user funds.
That's some serious hacking, man. That's
Right?
some major bank hacking.
Huge,
bank hacking.
right? And then so people are saying that like because these UFC fighters don't make a lot of money, people were wondering online like how exposed was Israel Adesanya to this hack? How much money of his did he have on stake.com during the hack? Enough to bet on Sean Strickland to beat him in decision, to recover some funds?
Well, that'd be like massively illegal, wouldn't it?
100% illegal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But say you lose, say you have fucking $10 million, right? And you like that's like your life savings, and you're like, and you lose it all. There's no way you're getting it back. Like with crypto, like that kind of shit. That's the one thing about crypto. Like you lose it in a hack like that, you don't have your wallet stored in cold storage, and it's on a hot wallet, and it gets leaked. Fuck, you're done.
Those tokens are, yeah, they're gone.
They're gone. They're somewhere else. Nothing you can do. And
You got to hire better hackers to get it back.
so say you lose a huge, you're on the tail end of your career. You're aging. It's like you've definitely fought more. You have less fights left than what you've done already, and you just lose a chunk of your savings and your retirement, and you're like,
There's no way he keeps up the fight pace that he's had in the last
Yeah.
5 years.
and then you look and you're like, I could
Nobody's
make
fought
one.
more.
I could make one big bet. I could have someone make one big bet for me, and the odds are so stacked that I'm going to win. That if I threw this one, even just to his decision, and then just said I had an off night, I recover most of my funds. What? I'm not saying he did that. I'm not saying he would do that,
I'm saying he did it.
right? But like, goddamn,
Hey.
like, wouldn't that be a motivator to throw a fight? Like you're just
Well,
like,
someone would have to do it for him. He would
Yeah.
have to have a
Oh,
net.
yeah, he could do it.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
And who wouldn't
Right.
be willing to do that to get cut in?
right?
It's just true.
You don't think one of his coaches or anyone close to him would just be like,
no, not coaches.
I
You don't
doubt
think-
coaches.
you
no.
don't think a coach? Dude, they
No,
just
one of
got
his
other
fucking-
coaches just got burned for doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't think I wouldn't have any of my coaches?
The-
involved
yeah,
in
the
like
eyes would be
that.
right
It'd
on
have
him.
to be. It would have to be super fucking
Right.
super low key.
Let's see. Bet. Strickland.
So maybe a little bit of conspiracy in the UFC.
Yeah.
You're saying? Didn't the UFC get bought by WWE? That's the same network now.
Yep.
Same company.
It's all I can't remember what it's called.
Maybe this is like a premeditated thing. This is all a big story. It's gonna come out in the news next week.
Maybe.
Bring all the eyes to this sport. Negatively, but good. Any press is good press.
Yeah. Like
Interesting. Well, hey,
Drake
yeah, it
lost
would be
Drake lost $920,000 on that fight by Israel losing, like just his parlays and his bets, like almost $1 million. Like,
So is there this no way like this guy could have just had a good fight and just beat him?
No, there's absolutely a way he could have done it. Just Izzy looked off, right? I think, if anything, what makes sense to me is he had his bell rung in the first round from that fucking 1-2, and he just never recovered from it.
yeah,
Just couldn't get back to where he needed to be.
Yeah, which just happens. Like you get a shot like that, your knee, like it takes you forever to get your wind back. Your legs are wobbly. You're not the same guy.
Yeah, I mean
You
that is
just had
that's the
hard reset.
oh, dude,
because I think in fighting way crazier things can happen than that.
someone
Yeah, but
wagered.
like the level of upset, like this is like Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson upset. Like this
Someone-
is fucking crazy level upset.
I'm looking at like some of the biggest bets plays, so you can kind of see some of them.
So wait, is that division just so weak that the next best guy is just that much worse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nobody. Well, he's fucking destroyed everybody.
He's
else in
lapped the division.
One guy that beat him left the fucking weight class.
I only watched one fight, and that was at Joe Brown's bachelor party when it was Adesanya, and he was fighting some other guy, some big striker, and it was the most boring fight
Robert-
ever because the other guy,
Whitaker, probably.
Romero.
Oh,
That's-
Romero. What's his name?
yeah, that was the only
Romero.
fight I ever seen of him. I don't really watch a lot
Jesus,
of
how do I not remember Romero's fucking name?
Romero.
Yeah, but what's his fucking first name?
I don't know. Anyways, it was such a boring fight, and everyone was like, "Yeah, this guy's gonna knock him out," and he just kind of walked around him, gave him some kicks, couple takedowns, and it was over.
Yeah, that's.
Dude,
I miss the wild days of the like. I understand
Joel Romero.
I understand that the sport has progressed and it's like probably much better technically now, but I miss the days of just fucking like Randy Couture and Chuck Liddell, just
Those days were-
brawlers. Like that's it.
Oh yeah, like those. Listen, like that was the heyday for me. Like that's when they were just a little less talented, and they just literally went in there and beat the fucking piss out of each other.
Someone
There was no leg kicks. There was like.
Well, now everyone's so well. Now it's like true MMA. Everyone's so well rounded. You
mean,
got to do this. You got to do that. You gotta do
some of the
this.
best fights have been within the last fucking couple of years, though. Like some of the most exciting fucking back and forth fights I've ever seen.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would definitely hope that because like now the skill's so much
Dude,
better.
Oh, so good.
someone placed a $440,000 bet prior to the fight for Sean Strickland to win by decision. They would have won $1.9 million on that bet.
That's not that big of a return for how
For a
big of
UFC fighter, that's huge.
That's huge.
Like they
No,
don't
no,
make a lot
for
of money.
no for a return though. If you're how do you bet?
Oh.
He bet 900. He made 1.5 million.
No,
he bet
440,
400.
and he won 1.9.
That's pretty big.
So
So
the payout's
5x.
200 and
So if he made 5x's money.
yeah.
That's not like a 75 to 1 crazy odds or anything though. I guess they would never give that for a fight because anything can happen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's it's hard because I can't see if that's a single bet or if that's a parlay. Like if he bet on multiple fights, it doesn't show that. So it's hard to say.
But it's
Crazy.
been upset
Interesting.
city this weekend. Like fucking the week one in the NFL been insane too. Teams that have no business. Like
is UFC still pay-per-view or have they got like on network?
They have some network pay-per-views once a month, I
like
think.
the big ones are UFC.
You still have to pay to watch.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Wow.
I mean, come on here. Let's not
Well,
get
I mean,
crazy.
no, but you have to pay
Let's
to
not
watch.
get crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't like
You
at
think I
this
made
point?
money?
Okay. What is
Dude,
money growing trees over there?
I feel like that like MMA is so big now that going to network TV and having the eyes of that many more viewers would make you more money. Like the fighter's only making like how much is the fighter who like the main card to get $1 million? To get 2 million?
No, yeah. They do
I don't
not
even
make
know
more
if it's
money.
that
Do you-
much.
I
If
don't
you get a cut
understand
of the
how Dana White
pay-per-view,
is
it's I still
gotten
think you
away
only
with
get
this
like
for so long.
500 to show. 500,000.
That's
like,
what I mean. So if that was like a
guaranteed.
network
They
show
are
and you
so
could
poorly
draw like 10
compensated.
million viewers to like a main event or something.
That's why these guys are going and fighting in these fucking clown show boxing matches because they're like, oh, I gotta make way more money. Like
Yeah, they're televised. They're all the advertising
Ngannou-
dollars.
Ngannou's making fucking like what 5-10 times his biggest UFC payday in this fucking boxing match with Fury.
Yeah. It's
Literally to go
crazy.
out there to have Fury just fucking embarrass him.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. He's like, I don't care. I'm gonna get paid.
I seen Sports Center and they were having like a press op or whatever and he had his shirt off and he's just making fun of his belly. He's like, take a grab right there.
He's
trying
like,
to get
yeah,
him to
he's
grab
like,
his fat.
he's like, this is the most athletic body in the world.
This is peak performance right
Yeah.
here. He's just fucking
He's
wiggling
not
away.
He's
wrong.
not wrong.
He's the best boxer. He's the best heavyweight
Wow.
boxer.
Well, I don't know anymore.
Buddy, when's the last time we
I'm
saw
ready.
boxing?
Get in there with Uskan.
Buddy, he's fucking Usyk is
care.
tiny, dude.
There's a reason.
Buddy,
why
you could put
he's
them in,
fighting
and Tyson
Ngannou.
Fury
He
is
doesn't
gonna
wanna fight
fucking
anymore.
walk him around.
Why
He's
is he
gonna do
ducking?
whatever he wants to
Why
him.
is he
Usyk's
ducking?
too small, man. He's too
Why
small.
is he fucking ducking?
He's not ducking because
doesn't want
Usyk's not
Usyk.
a draw, man. He's not a
He
draw.
doesn't want Usyk.
I don't know who that is.
And
He's-
Ngannou is.
It's more of a draw than
He's
it's more of a
never gonna
draw.
Fight. He's never gonna fight anybody ever again. He's done.
I'm waiting for Dan just to drop some fight knowledge on us.
The last 3
5-0.
fucking fights he had was against a guy that could barely fucking box.
Yeah.
Right? He hasn't fought anybody that can box in a really long time. I like
What?
Fury, but
Why would you? Why would you risk getting your head wrung when you already have?
well,
How
that's
much
the
money?
only thing this guy can do. Wilder can't box, but he can fucking steal your soul with one shot.
Didn't you already beat him 3 times? Or something?
Yeah.
Twice.
Twice.
Well, I think 3 times personally. I think Fury won the first fight, but
Oh, it was a decision.
Oh, it's-
yeah, it was a fucking
Um,
tie,
the
I don't know. I don't really follow. The only fighters I know are if every once in a while one will be on Joe Rogan and that happens to be on, and I learn about a new fighter. That's the only time.
Only fighters I care about are Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
but you don't like Reptile?
Yeah, he's gonna be in the new one. They're bringing him back.
Reptile's rad. I love
Redesign him.
Reptile.
They redesigned him back from a reptile man. What was it? Mortal Kombat.
I hated when they
9,
did that. Why did they do that?
They changed it. Now he's back to like human form ish.
I liked when he like fucking like when he ripped.
when he
off
does
his
his
mask
special
and he had
moves,
the-
he turns into like a lizard person. Like
yeah,
does
which he
those
did
things.
in the second one.
Yeah, so it'll be Yeah, Mortal Kombat 1, the new Mortal Kombat comes at the end of this month, so I was excited for that.
Do you guys remember when we talked about that the Bigfoot cruise, the Bigfoot Alaskan cruise?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess
Vaguely.
yeah, there was a cruise, and I guess you could watch. They were gonna watch the
I
coastline
can
and
look for
shit.
Bigfoot on the
You're
shore.
just
And
you're just gonna watch from binoculars like off the deck.
I
Sounds
guess so.
rad to me.
And there's like a
That's
bunch
fine with
of
me.
there was a bunch of Bigfoot people, like going David Paulides and like
Gimlin
know-
gonna be there? Our buddy Bob Gimlin,
yeah, and
personal
they were
friend of the show.
yeah, good old friend. But they were like you know what's funny? Fuck, dude. I just realized I had the fucking I'm so. I fucked up so bad. I had the opportunity of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking upset with myself.
You've just realized
You
this
should be.
opportunity of a lifetime right now. You've just realized it. As
Yeah.
we're podcasting.
I'm so disappointed. I'm so
You should be
fucking
then.
disappointed.
That
in
was
myself.
that good.
I'm disappointed.
So
Yeah.
we talked
be
about this
I
ashamed.
cruise.
don't even know what it is.
Okay,
but I'm
so-
disappointed.
Everyone's gonna be disappointed in me now in a second. I'm gonna say it anyways though. We talked about this cruise, right? Traveling Alaska cruise, looking for Bigfoot. They passed through the Georgia Strait, which is where I live, like past Campbell River and stuff. And one of the speakers got really sick, and so the ship got stuck because they were trying to figure out how to get him off, and it's like a little bit of an ordeal for the ship. What I was thinking is, why didn't I dress up and walk the shoreline?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you fucked up.
Why didn't I dress up? I knew
like
when
that.
the ship was passing through. I
Yeah.
probably saw it. I could have easily got my hands on a costume and fucking walked the shoreline,
Yeah.
right? Driven an hour north of Campbell River and just waited.
Kind
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Oh,
Would
damn
have been
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Fuck. But yeah, it turned into a little bit of a disaster cruise because they couldn't get a helicopter to come and evac, so then they had to backtrack so they could get a boat out there to pick this guy up. And I think he's doing well now.
They're
but
just too far from shore to get him off, or
I don't know. It just said David Paulides just made a thing saying like, hey, we don't have enough. Like this guy got ill. We're still on the cruise. We're stuck. We can't get an air evac. We're having to head back to like Vancouver Island.
you got
too.
COVID on the boat. Now you're all stuck on the
Yeah.
boat again, suckers.
Poo ship too. But yeah, and I'm like, damn it, man, that would have been a excellent opportunity to have some.
You
fun
should
with
just
those guys.
volunteer to be the guest speaker again. It's Alien Theorist
Yeah, you're an expert.
Alias
Yeah.
Theorist Theorizing host Braden.
Yeah.
You're an expert.
I'm here for the job.
Yeah.
Or DJ. If I can DJ on the Bigfoot dance floor.
Yeah. Damn,
What a cruise.
would have been a fun one.
I don't know about those Alaskan cruises, man. After just visiting one of the ports they go to, when I was in Whitehorse, then I went to Skagway, Alaska.
Skagway.
And
Fucking
there's
dumb.
Three,
Fucking dumb.
three
That's a place called
gigantic
Skagway.
Skagway.
It's a
Like,
city.
I don't know. I don't have very high expectations for a place called Skagway.
It's exactly what you think it is. It's just a tiny, like pretty much fishing town with nothing in it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it looks
three
how it
giant
sounds.
cruise ships.
Yeah.
Three
Smells like
giant-
it. Does it smell like it sounds? Like
Oh, dude. I mean, it's a
Just
nice
fish
little town.
processing.
They've obviously done some work to it for the
Oh,
the
sure,
ships,
sure,
but
sure.
Yeah.
it's three huge ships, like those big 4,000 or 5,000 person ones.
Yeah.
So there's like this town must have 800 people, like a small,
Yeah.
like it's tiny.
Yeah.
And there's just thousands of people just fucking roaming the streets, man. Try to get some lunch.
It's packed.
I went to Skagway thinking like, oh, it's on the ocean and probably get some like fresh seafood or something, which you could.
Nah.
You can, if you want to pay Like- $300 for a crab leg.
yeah.
It was insane. And then I finally just found like a place where they do fried fish and chips and fish burgers. It was still $30 Canadian per sandwich.
Ooh.
So went to Skagway. I'm not going back.
Yeah,
If you're from Skagway,
Not
I'm
recommended.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're stuck there.
move. It sucks.
Get out.
Trust me. Everywhere's
Sure, there's
better.
better. I'm sure there's better places in Alaska you can go than Skagway.
Anyway,
And in those cruise ships, no. The cruise ship, if it's not tropical, you're on a ship for
I see.
2
I've been
weeks.
seeing a lot of cruise ship fight videos. People getting in
Just
fights
brawls on the cruise ship.
Yeah,
I
I've been
I
just
just
seeing a
saw
whole
that.
bunch of
Not
them.
good.
I've just seen a whole bunch of like just people getting on fights on cruise ships like recently. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and there'd be like it's like 10, 20 people like full on like dance room brawls. That's just shit going. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Like, what's the lure of the Alaskan cruise? Like, what are you seeing? Like, it's cold, right? Like,
Alaska,
It's
Yeah,
the beauty of Alaska. Like, you're
is
seeing
it that
lands.
beautiful?
scenery.
Like,
Yeah.
the scenery.
I'm just saying,
mean,
like,
if
I
you
live on
get stuck
Vancouver
on a
Island.
fucking
Like,
boat.
is it much of the same from here? Like, if I look out and I see the coastline, I go, wow, those
No.
are some nice mountains.
No, it's in like North America's like biggest, not like the Rockies are the longest, but it's like the biggest, tallest, gnarliest mountains in North America, pretty much.
Oh, more so? Well, because I've been to Atlin and I've been to Skagway, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty, it's nice.
So yeah, Skagway's like the start of that mountain chain.
Oh,
There's like a little low, like in northern BC, it's like Mount Logan. That's like our biggest peak is whatever, 16,000 feet.
yeah.
And then Mount Denali in Alaska is like a little bit taller, but just like for Canada and like for North America, like the biggest mountains, I guess.
Yeah.
So if you're coming from somewhere that doesn't have mountains or you don't see ice or glacier, it's cool. But for 2 weeks stuck on a boat, like you can't even, and it's cold all year,
Yeah.
even in the
Yeah.
summer, it's fucking cold.
So, as someone who's seen mountains before, Zell, would you do this cruise?
No, definitely not.
What if
if I'm
someone?
gonna do
What
a
if it
cruise,
was
it's
free?
gonna be in the Caribbean. It's gonna be tropical. It's gonna be nice.
I always
It's gonna
think about going on like tropical island cruise, but I'm always like,
until you get stuck in a hurricane, and then
and you're
cruise
like,
ship is just dancing. Those videos of people in their bunks and the cruise ship's in like a hurricane storm, and it's just like 10-second tilt one way,
yeah.
and just it's
What's
insane.
that? What's that hurricane that's about to smash the East Coast?
Lee?
Lee? Dude, I
Lee.
heard they were predicting or something. Like it's either Tuesday or Wednesday this week, like in like Eastern Canada, 32-foot swells.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
I was like, that's crazy.
Get the surfboards out.
Yeah,
They'll be out there. Those crazy fuckers. They're always surfing in
Pennington.
hurricanes.
Shaka, brah.
yeah. Wow.
Good luck to you.
Oh man, I had somebody try to fight me at the park the other day.
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
a parent.
Yeah, it was bizarre. Like, I was there with both kids because I was solo in it, so just go be a hood rat in Vancouver and watch 50 Cent concert.
Yeah.
She had a blast. So I took
Sure
the
she
kids
did.
I took the kids to the park and Axel. So like there's in West Kelowna, there's like this new park where they share a fence with the dog park and the park. So I'm like in the dog park pushing Bowen, throwing the fucking ball for Axel as Niall's like playing around. And then this kid is basically like whatever Niall's like trying to do, the kid's like running and like standing in front of Niall and being like, you can't go here. So Niall's like, okay. Goes to the other side, tries to go by. Kid's like, nope, can't. And then Niall's like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna leave then. I'm like, he comes over to me and he's like, what the? He's upset. And I was like, man, just tell him to leave you alone. Go do something else. It's not a big deal. So Niall goes to play something else. Kid runs over, does the exact same over to him again. And Niall got mad and was like, leave me alone. And the kid like just kind of like puffed his chest on Niall's face. Kid's like looked like he was probably about 6. And surprisingly, I'm like kind of like holding the baby while it's crying, got the stroller, got the dog, and I walk over to the kid on the other side of the fence. I was like, hey man, can you just leave? Like, can you go somewhere else and go do something else? Like, you know what I mean? You're being a pain in the fucking ass. Like, beat it. Kid runs away, upset. Like 5 minutes later, he comes trotting back over with his dad. And his dad, like, I mean, not like maybe a little bit taller than me. Fucking nice, good old fucking gut.
Good old cheeseburger.
Like gut, but with computer arms. You know what I mean? Like, right?
Yeah.
Like coming over like this Filipino guy, which is, you know, and he comes over and he's like, hey, you talk to my son? You swear to my son? And I'm like, listen, man. I'm like, I it's all good. Just why don't you and your kid go play over there? I'm gonna play over here with my kid. It's not a big deal. And he like keeps like, it like, you know, getting upset and not leaving. And I'm just like, what's the plan here, Matt? And he's like, well, you can't talk to my son that way. I was like, okay, I'm going to put my baby in the stroller and fucking smack you. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what are we going to fucking do here, man? You know what I mean? He's like, well, I want you to leave. I'm like, we're not fucking leaving. You can kiss my fucking ass. Like, what's the plan? Like, Where do we
Meanwhile,
go from here?
Meanwhile, the other people in the dog park have their phones up. Like,
Oh yeah, people
this
are
is
kinda
going to
looking
be
around.
good.
Well,
We'll
I'm
start
like
hip-hop.
laughing. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, hey, can someone come hold my
stop.
baby so I can beat the shit out of this person? Like, what do you want to do here, buddy? Like, it was so awkward. And then he
I'm just
stormed
gonna
off with
take
his
this to its
kid.
natural conclusion, and we can go
Yeah.
there real fast. We can
Yeah,
skip
like,
the bullshit.
sorry, I gotta put my kid down and pick up my dog's shit, and then we can fight. Like, what are we gonna do here, man? Like, what
Be
the
there in
fuck?
2 minutes.
Like, yeah, like, be a better parent. Fuck off.
Dude, that
know,
reminds me. I
like,
told Andrew about this. A couple must have been a week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I was going to fill up some gas at the Petro can, and as I pull in, there's like a whole bunch of trucks, and I thought there was just like a bunch of guys like hanging out or something, right? And then as I got out of my car, I can hear these guys are yelling, and it's just like a couple like fat old guys, like a couple like red roly polies, you know what I mean, like high blood pressure,
Got the whiskey face.
right?
Yeah.
And they're like yelling.
Oh yeah.
And then there's like one, like fitter guy, and he's like, they're all mad. I'm like, oh, there's like mad at each
They're
other. I don't
mad.
really know why. And the one guy who like, I'll admit, like he looked badass. Like I was like, this guy looks like he can handle himself. He just goes, you better start taking self-defense classes right away. And then it's just like everyone was just like, I was like, oh, that's a cold line, man. I was like,
good.
holy shit, that's awesome. And then he just walked away. I was like, fucking, whoo. As I'm pumping gas, like peeking around the corner.
Peeking around. Yeah.
Just like
You kind of want it. You want to see it happen, but you don't really want to be a witness.
Oh, dude, I want nothing to do with anyone when I'm fucking out in public. I'm like, don't talk to me. I hate, dude. You know what the weirdest thing is that's gonna die with our parents' age group is just fucking randomly chatting to people. You know
What's
what I
wrong with
mean?
that?
Oh, dude, get out of here,
You don't fucking just chat it up,
dude. Like people coming up and being like,
dude. I'm the chatty dude at
"Oh,
the park.
God,
I'm always
gross.
talking to people.
Disgusting. Mind your own business, dude. No one wants to
No,
talk
I
to
don't
you.
go. I never like go seek it out. But if someone starts making small talk, I have no problem.
Oh, okay.
No problem at all.
I am not that guy. I'm like, when people come like and start talking to me, I'm like, do we know each
The
other?
kids are playing. The kids are playing in the park. The parent comes over. They say hello. I
Okay,
say
that's
hello.
a different situation.
And then like I start talking. I don't care. I'm not
talking
gonna
like-
just sit there.
You're at
on
the
my
grocery
phone.
store and some old guy's like, can you believe the prices? of
Grocery
things?"
store and
And I'm like-
Costco. I'm at a max level stress, and yeah, anything could happen. I can't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
I can't talk. Costco is no matter what. I've tried everything. I've tried smoking weed in the parking lot. I've tried going early in the morning. I've gone every time of day to try and have at least stressful time as possible. And every time I leave there, just max, like fucking red in the face. Everyone just stops, and there's no way to get through Costco efficiently. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't just go in for 20 minutes, get a few items. You have to fight the erratic movement of these gigantic carts. They're so big. They take up the whole aisle. And then there's people chit-chatting. You can't get anything. It takes forever. It's worth the savings, but man,
Yeah.
I can't. That's it.
Uh,
Like I've gotten cart accidents at Costco.
As
we
for
got
max efficiency, you have to find the spots where you park the cart, and then you get like a short enough distance for you to run get stuff and put it
dude,
in the cart.
I do that. Yeah, 100%.
That's why I just like park the cart and I just go grab the stuff and I put it in the cart and then just move on to the next station.
we got a couple other good one-liners. Irish Potato saying, "Is your insurance up to date?" See, I don't like that one because I'm like you sound like a car salesman or something a little bit.
You're actually trying to sell them.
You know what I mean? Like,
They're
are
like
you
my
selling?
car insurance.
Your car insurance, right?
It's like I'm sure. Well, it's like my car insurance. Well, maybe I
Yeah.
should probably update that policy.
Maybe if you'd be like, "Is your wife your beneficiary?" or something like that. I don't know. That's too
And then you come back
threatening,
from those.
right?
The perimeter, those diapers are cheaper. Of course, I always get the cheap diapers.
Yeah.
I don't buy
John-
any brand. If you're going there, you don't buy brand name. You only buy Kirkland brand. You're going to Costco.
John says, "Can you see out your left eye? Because you've been looking right all day."
Is that a pickup line?
Is that a piece?
Yeah, it's good.
That's a good fight
He said,
line,
"I
man.
like saying that." He's like,
Say it in both situations.
yeah,
sure.
hey.
I guess it works.
Yeah.
I would be like,
Your
what?
enemy will be sufficiently
That'll
confused.
throw the vibe off.
Not
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
I think you could. I think with like a a weirdly directed threat like that, you would just turn the fight off right away.
Yeah, I think so. Someone's like,
Yeah,
motherfucker,
just be, hey,
what the fuck
wanna
are you
kiss it out?
doing?
Want
And
to kiss
you-
it out, buddy?
And you fucking you chest out. Can you see out your left eye? Cause you've been looking right all day. And be like,
And give a little wink.
yeah. Oh wait.
And they're like, yeah, they're really confused. Like, wait, is he coming on to me? Does he want to fight me?
Or the old ultimate fight diffusion scenario is
Get
you
naked.
get an altercation, and you just take off your pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just get
Just
naked.
take them off.
Get
Just
naked.
take them off. Don't
Time
say a word.
tried.
Just take them
Okay.
off, and then just stand there. And you guys, that's it. It's over.
What
No
are you gonna do?
one's
The fuck
no
am I
one's
gonna do?
fighting a naked guy.
No,
Yeah.
of course not.
What do you want to do?
Like, are you
Unless
going to
you're
suffer
Greek.
some
Greek used to
shame?
fight
Are you
naked
going to
all the
suffer
time.
some shame immediately? Right? But are you going to get beat up? No. You're safe. Everyone's going to run.
Yeah, unless you're living in like fucking.
Depends, and then depends, I guess, then who's watching, because then now you might be in criminal territory.
Oh yeah, then you're going, you're going on a list.
Yeah.
But
Depending
if
how-
there's a place with no minors
if
around,
you're at the if you're in
strip down
Andrew's
your underwear.
situation there, not advised.
Pull the,
if you're at the park, with the dog
might
park
not
holding
be
a
able to-
baby, yeah, you don't pull down the
Might
pants.
not be able to go back to parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be it for you.
Yeah.
You might be.
You
tough.
will be leaving.
is it full nudity that gets you put in there? Is like if you just strip down to your underwear, like are you good? Like
No, dick out, I think.
Dick out, you're in
yeah,
trouble.
so you can pull the rein. You can just pull your pants off.
Unless,
You can pull
like,
the- just
You
stay
know
unless
what?
you're
Those
feeling
people
like-
fight a
unless
guy in
you're-
his underwear. That's
Yeah,
you got to
I'd fight
go.
guys,
You got to go
yeah.
all off.
Unless you're
I'll
feeling
fight
like
a dude this way.
unless you're feeling the I was in the pool attitude.
Well,
Like you're like, man, let me
what- I'll explain.
then you're just getting laughed at now.
Here's the thing, Dan. Here's the thing. If I was in an altercation with someone at the park, all right, just hypothetically here,
This
right?
this actually is this is a scenario that probably will happen.
Yeah. and
soon.
this guy goes, you want to fight me? And he strips down. He whips off his clothes, but he keeps his underwear on. Right away, I know he's self-conscious. Right away, boom, he's self-conscious. He's not going full underwear. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm pulling off his underwear, right? Because this guy does not want to get naked. This is a man who, at all costs, does not want to be naked. So that's
He
my
also
first
doesn't
move.
wanna be
Is
on a sex offender
right?
registry.
My first
He's somewhere
move,
right in the middle.
He's already thought about
my first
this.
move in that scenario is I'm pantsing this motherfucker. Fight's over because he's gonna be scrambling to cover up. Then I can just feed him. 1, 2,
So
whatever.
you're gonna sexually harass him first by physically removing his pants, and then you're gonna beat him up.
no.
Trying to
He's
turn
taking
this
off his
assault
own
into a
pants.
Rape? What are you doing?
No, he took off his
guy
pants, but you're
real
taking
weird.
His underwear
pull-
off.
pulling off his underwear.
Yeah, because
So
he's
now
If he's gonna take the time to take off his pants, I just hit him while he's taking his pants off.
he gets trapped in his
Yeah,
skinny
God,
jeans.
he's
He's trapped in
not
his
doing
skinny
that.
jeans,
Well,
he's hopping
That's
trying
why he
to-
around.
only wears
Yeah.
tearaway pants. He just
yeah. But I'm saying like
High ground.
if you're taking off all your clothes and you leave your underwear on for a fight, you've got some deep-seated issues. Like you don't want to be seen naked. So
Well, you're already
just
you're
talked
pretty
about
you're
that. You don't wanna
mostly
be in the
naked.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying is if you stop there, I can end the fight by removing the underwear because you're gonna
I'd
be
worried,
so
'cause what happens if
shamed.
it goes to the ground? I don't want to fucking get dick burn on the ground.
You're gonna
while
be
we're
so
wrestling.
shamed. You're gonna be trying to cover up,
Wrestling.
embarrassed.
No
You're
one's gonna
be-
fight you if you pull off your pants. That's what I'm saying. No one's gonna fight you.
You got to go full out.
The
there. You gotta take
opposite of-
all the
but-
clothes off.
Right? It's the complete opposite of when some dude takes his shirt off trying to fight you. Then you're like, oh, okay, fuck. All right,
You
well.
want to fucking go?
my guy knows how to
That's
play.
like you want to fucking go, and then but the opposite is if you take your pants off completely, just right away, don't say anything.
Yeah.
Just leave your shirt
Oh,
on.
shirt
And then
Like,
you
know,
yell just like the
shirt on,
ancients,
pants off.
just like our ancestors. uh,
You want to leg wrestle?
you butt naked. Ah! Walmart's calling the cops.
How did this start again? Oh, so you never fought the guy.
This is the gas station parking lot.
Yeah.
No, I never fought him. I would just kind of.
Yeah, that's why-
I was too burnt out. I had 2 days alone with a kid.
You're never gonna fight someone
that sounds like a more-
What are you fucking doing? Here?
You never can fight in front of your kids unless your kids are like.
And honestly,
Getting
dude, honestly,
taken.
here's the thing.
Oh,
Here's the
I
thing.
almost did. I almost got in a road rage incidents where I fucking with my.
Oh, you
kids
said
in
you
the car,
told us
and
about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt like the biggest fucking loser after. When looking back at my kid, being like, "Hey, man,
And then,
Don't do that
so
Dude,
about
when you're
that,"
older.
The thing
yeah,
is-
I'm like, I'm not gonna be that person anymore.
dude, the thing is, like, if you're at the park and someone like some guy comes up to you who's crazy like that and he wants to fight in front of kids, you're like, this motherfucker something's wrong with him. Like something's wrong with this man, right? Like there's no winning in that.
I don't know if he wanted to fight me. I think he wanted me to leave. And I'm just like, no.
I'm like, gonna make me leave?
Fuck
Yeah.
off. That's what I mean. I'm
Like,
like,
what are you gonna do?
here? Yeah, that's kind of where I.
Were you
left.
wearing
I'm
those
like,
glasses?
I only wear these at home.
He's like, you gotta leave, nerd.
Kick rocks, scram,
Yeah.
nerd.
Get your Poindexter.
Yeah.
No, I put these on in fucking nighttime. That's it. Hide them.
Just try play some shooters now. You'll probably be freaking unreal.
Yeah.
Get
You got
Be
it.
video
dialed
games
in.
Are a thing of the past. Those
This
are
is
not
true.
a thing that exists.
I sacrificed a lot in the early summer to play some Diablo 4 because it hit hard. Like that, the
Nostalgia.
will to play Diablo 4 hit real hard for about a month, and then I was like, I can't do this. Everything's
It'll be
behind.
done.
Everything's gone. I can't do
Yeah,
anything.
what do you-
I'm trying to play in the middle of the day doing my renovation, but we're gonna play. I'm gonna play one round.
Dude, I was such
one-
a bad
one rift.
influence on him too, because I had nothing going on. So I'm like, buddy, one more. And I
God, for one.
Steph's
okay, I'll do
Steph's
one- I'll
coming
do
in.
one
He's like,
dungeon.
I'm editing. I'm editing.
I'll tab.
It's
I'll
worse
tab,
than
I'll
if she
tab.
caught you fucking jerking
Oh,
off.
way worse.
Yeah.
Wait,
Dude,
yeah,
I would
if you
way
caught
rather
me
get
with
caught
porn, it
jerking
would
it.
be a look of shame,
Yeah.
and then she would leave. We probably wouldn't
Yeah.
really talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if
that's
I'm
fair.
say I'm
Diablo.
say I'm working, I'm playing video games, that'd be it.
Yeah.
Fucking run into the
going.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that lasted about a month, and I was like, I can't. No, I'm just gonna put this game down till video game season in November, December. There's nothing
yeah.
else to do.
I'm just waiting to get COVID again so I can play Zelda.
Oh, buddy.
I'm just waiting for it.
Honestly, I hope they bring that scam back because I would love to sit in my house and not do much. That was the
You'll
dream.
Probably get it. You'll probably
You
get
just
it
did.
again
You
at
just
some
lived the
point.
dream for 15 weeks.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Dude, I had a tough first day.
But you built a hot tub. Like, what else you fucking do?
When I was off,
Yeah.
dude, I did tons of yard work.
Oh, buddy.
Tons.
You also
I
became
painted
a
the
borderline alcoholic.
I
on your
painted the
days off.
trailer. My liver hardened a little.
That's two days of work in 15 weeks is what he did.
I stretched it out. I made a career out of
Hey.
it.
Hey, you're
for
probably
you.
never going to be able to do that again, and it was worth it. Why not? Okay.
Yeah, you don't get to do that with the second one. There's no
Second one
fucking
will
way.
not happen.
Don't tell me what I can and cannot do.
What
I
are you
will
gonna
do
feed
it.
your fucking kid?
Breast
What are you gonna
milk.
feed him? Yeah, the other one.
The
one
other
that's
one.
as big as you already.
Yeah, it's
The
coming
one that's
in.
going to be eating
That
$100
kid-
worth of berries a
That
month.
kid is gonna eat so much fucking food.
He's
It's gonna be
humongous,
insane.
dude. It's
Yes.
actually
Oh,
scary.
I'm aware.
We're he's in his stroller. We're walking around, and then like there's like this
Just
this
oozing out the side.
this tiny little kid at the aquarium walking, and like, you know
what the best part about this is? What I love is the fact that you have this giant baby, and I have a few friends that have giant babies. When your kid's fucking about 1.5, he's gonna look like a fucking 5-year-old, and people are gonna be like, "Why is your kid so fucking stupid? The kid can't fucking talk. You guys are terrible parents. You have a dumb fucking kid
Yeah.
that can't still shit in his pants. Can't you know? Like you're gonna. That's what happens. People are
Dude,
gonna judge you because your
there's-
baby looks like it's fucking 10 already.
There was this 13-month-old girl that was walking who was like so tiny compared to Roman, and then we're like, oh, how old's your daughter? They're like, oh, 13 months, and then they're like, how old's he? And we're like, 5 months. He's just huge, like double the size of this girl, just chilling in his stroller, just like not moving.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude.
How much does he weigh?
Judge you.
How much does he weigh?
23 pounds.
Nova's 26 pounds. She's almost 2.
Yeah, he's big boy, man. He's probably
She
longer.
might be 27
He's
now,
probably
maybe.
longer than Nova too. Like he's like 100
I
percentile
don't
right
know
now.
about
He's
that.
huge.
She's actually pretty tall. She's just
Yeah. There's no way.
doesn't weigh a lot.
I'm telling you, he's pretty long. He's pretty long. He's basically into the like 9-month stuff.
You're gonna have to get him shirts that with his age. So people
Yeah.
are like, oh, okay, that's better.
Dude, we went to the aquarium.
Why is your kid's clothes so small? Well, he's only 5 months old.
we
gotta-
were at the
you gotta-
aquarium, and I was holding him, and he's just watching the fish like zoom by, and he's just watching, and I'm like, oh, buddy, you like this? Is it fun? And he's just kind of like looking, and he's putting his hands on the glass, and then he just fucking
Waits till he grabs a fish
projectile
out of the water.
vomits. Like just milk all over. And I just turned and walked around the corner, just like to the next thing, and I'm like looking at the jellyfish. Jamie comes around the corner, she's like, oh my God, someone's kid puked all over the glass. I was like, that was your kid. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I was too embarrassed. I just had to walk away. No one was looking. And then you see like people like starting to come around. They're like, ew. Like huge, dude, huge stream arced. I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, let's go. Got a little too excited. Hey, it happens at the aquarium. Who hasn't been there, right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta call it.
Yeah,
for
let's
me.
go.
Yeah, that was fun. That was
Good after ours. Good case file pick, Dan.
Good pick. Good pick.
Good pick.
We'll dive more into some more crazy ones.
All right. Peace, everybody.
on. Peace.